All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah,
Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Rakah, Wadash.
Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, and salutation and much love for Yakim out there pushing out his word, truth, and sincerity, putting your lives up as a living sacrifice for YAHAWASHI. And you know, as you see, there's a lot of things going on in the world, all right, and a lot of calamities are taking place, uproars of the people. And we're just out here to prophesy the words of the Heavenly Father. Nothing more, nothing less. All right, we're doing what we've been called to do, and we're trying to do it to the best of our ability. And right now, you know, the Spirit is showing us, man, who the Heavenly Father is dealing with, man. We just had a simple-ass Negro, all right, a simple-ass nigger come by in his Nissan Maxima, yelling at us, talking about Tahar was a, what did he say? Tahar was,
He said he's a false prophet.
Yeah,
Stop
yeah.
preaching the word he preaches.
yeah, exactly. Well, first of all, Elder Apostle Tahar preaches the scriptures, man. He comes according to what the scriptures say. And then, you know, this guy don't know nothing. He don't know. That's why he kept moving, man. He got stuck at the lights or whatever. He's just a bug out. Then you got this guy from what do you say, Slovakia? Yeah. So an Edomite-looking guy. Can't say if he's an Edomite or not, but he said that he agrees with that sign over there, man. The nuclear missiles.
Because a lot of these other nations, a lot of these other heathens, they agree with America being destroyed. You know, they agree with being destroyed. So we can't say that that's an Edomite or that's that's not an Israelite, because a lot of other nations agree with the downfall of this place.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So you know, we out here, man, to just to teach the words of YAHAWASHI. All right, we're not out here with our own vain opinion. We're not out here to take surveys of how people feel. We could care less how you feel, man. It's all about what YAHAWASHI said and the prophecies that he has laid up for these last days. All right, so go ahead and go into that. We're going to start at today. You know, we're going to start in Revelation chapter 6.
Revelation chapter 6 and verse 1. Okay. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, Come and see. And I saw and beheld a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer.
And that what say, the white horse is representative of the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. All right, YAHAWASHI, his true, holy, powerful name. All right, that's the white horse that's going to come to conquer. The one that's to make all these nations submit before him. All right, that's talking about the YAHAWASHI, the Messiah, the one that came to save the nation of Israel. Go ahead and get that.
Revelation chapter 19 verse 7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come.
Yeah, who's the Lamb? The Lamb was that sacrifice for the nation of Israel, which was YAHAWASHI. Okay, that's why YAHAWASHI is known as the Lamb throughout the book of Revelation. All right, that Lamb, because what does the Lamb signify? It means that sacrifice, because in the ancient times you would sacrifice lambs at certain times, just as in the Passover. All right, most symbolically in the Passover, man. And YAHAWASHI, he shed his blood for the nation of Israel, man, according to Matthew chapter 1. All right, go ahead.
For the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready.
Yep, and that's talking about the elect, man. The elect is making themselves ready by what? Presenting themselves as a living sacrifice. All right, forsaking the old man. Doing what's right in the eyes of YAHAWASHI to the best of our ability, man. That exactly, doing as YAHAWASHI did, man. Following after his footsteps.
YAHAWASHI, he sacrifices his life for the elect, man. All right, and the elect are going to do the exact same thing. They're sacrificing themselves for YAHAWASHI. You know, we're giving our time, we're giving our bodies over to YAHAWASHI, YAHWAH, man. All right.
Revelation chapter 19, verse 8. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white.
Yeah, and that's the nation of Israel, but most specifically the elect, man. Being dressed in that fine linen, that white. Okay, that's what Israel is being ordained as right now, man. Them wedding garments. That's why women in this society wear white when they get married, because they want to seem pure and innocent.
This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand.
That's right, man. So many shall be made white and tried, man. Because how do you be made white? Purified. Right? Made perfect. Through affliction, through tribulation. If a brother want to grab that, and what's that? Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. Right? Because that's how the men are going to be made white and purified, man. And that's why I said in Revelation that they're going to be wearing that white, or ordained in that white. All right, it's not talking about these churches, you know, and the marriage of that goes on in these churches, where the woman the night before had all kind of perverse acts done upon her in her bachelorette party. Or got all kind of skeet on her face. It's talking about being purified with His word, purified through tribulation, purified through adversity, afflictions, suffering for righteousness' sake. I think it's 25.
This is Sirach, chapter 2, verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
That's right. Those acceptable men is who was talking about in that Revelation, man. Being tried in the furnace of adversity. That's how you be made white, like in Daniel chapter 12 said, man. Read that again, Bible Sean, that Daniel 12.
Come on. Going back to Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. And it reads, Salakia, I got you. Daniel 12 and 10. 11 verse 11 chapter. Many shall be purified and made white.
See, purified. Does not gold get purified in the fire? So what, the acceptable men, like the brother just read, are going to be purified in the furnace of adversity. That's how they're going to be purified. That's what we're going through right now, man. The humiliation, the scoffers driving by, doing drive-by scoffing. All right, all this nonsense, man, it's to purify us, man. To make us see that we really doing the right thing in the eyes of YAHAWASHI, man. And it's going to continue to increase, of course, because we're going to be, you got to remember, the elect, Lord's will we be part of that number, we're going to be rulers and judges of this earth, the universe. So we have to go through all these things so that we may appreciate the kingdom of heaven even that much more. Know how to rule certain situations. That's why the Lord has set us up as leaders. All right, so that we know how to lead the nations. All right, not just ourselves. It begins with yourself and within your camp and so on, but ultimately we're going to be leading the nations under YAHAWASHI. All right? Because the scriptures say we're going to be a nation of kings and priests. We're going to have to teach the other nations. We're going to have to rule over the other nations.
Judges.
Yep.
Revelation.
Go all the way to 10.
Revelation chapter 19, verse 8. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white. For the fine linen is the righteousness of saints.
That's the righteousness of saints, man. All right, so the righteousness of the saints is doing what? Doing this word. All right, faith. Okay, having the faith in YAHAWASHI, not just running your mouth talking about you believe. No, it's showing that you believe, man. All right, because through that faith, all right, through belief, is how you're going to show your righteousness unto the YAHAWASHI. It's not of works. It's not of the law. It's through faith, man, and grace.
Verse 9. And he saith unto me, right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he saith unto me, These are the true sayings of God.
That's right, man. So the main point on Revelation 19 was that white horse, man, which is YAHAWASHI. Okay, so go back into that. Revelation chapter 6.
This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red.
That's right. So this red horse is talking about Esau Edom. And if you don't know who Esau Edom is, too late now. Now you got to go back into the videos that are still up. That's on you. Esau Edom, we know who he is. We see him every day. Go ahead.
And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Yeah, and that's what Esau Edom did. He took peace from the earth. Proverbs 29, verse 2. Because this is what this devil did. Esau Edom did. He took peace from the earth. All right. Matter of fact, hold that. And get First Maccabees. First Maccabees 1-7. But get that first.
Come on. This is Proverbs.
Because without saying who Esau is, we're gonna show you who Esau is, man. And it goes Esau right there. You know. But good. Take more pictures. Spread the word. Because we at the end of this thing. You know, there's no reason for us to say this. No pictures. You know, whatever. If you want to take a picture, take a picture. Because ultimately it's for your own downfall.
The word's already gone out.
Yeah, the word's already gone out, man. We at the end of this thing. We might not be out here much longer, man. Through the spirit of YAHAWASHI, we're not going to be out here much longer, man. The word's gone out. Everybody, the breakdowns have been given. It's the end of this place, man. Look at this. Look at the society is finished, man. The brother was just saying that how people are dumping the dollar. This place is finished, man. You got Esau, whatever.
Hey, if I can say real quick, we know we're into this because the so-called white man trying to shut down the internet, man.
Yeah.
He's trying to stop this word that's going right into what the Lord's prophecy is about, him taking the prophets off the highways and the byways. So we can tell we already into this thing, and hey, you're gonna be those 5 unwise virgins that didn't get the oil, man.
Hey, now it's Esau Edom. We ain't gonna say that no more.
We don't, hey, like in Harry Potter movie, him that we don't speak about, you know, however, that's not named. We talking about Esau, man. And Esau knows who Esau is now, man. So we ain't gotta break that down no more. That's old. That's old, man.
Last year.
Yeah, that's 8 years ago, man.
Can't really.
Archive.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn.
That's right. So when the righteous are in authority, damn, she got some dirty ass pants. Damn. But read that again, Mom.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
So when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But we just read in Revelation chapter 6 that the red horse was going to take peace from the earth. So clearly, whoever's in rulership right now, that red horse, which is synonymous with Esau Edom, the red man, all right, because Edom in the Hebrew is out of Wam, meaning red, all right, he's clearly not the righteous, because this place is not rejoicing, man. There's people starving, even though there's enough food to go around for everybody, there's enough land for everybody, there's enough everything for everybody. Go ahead.
But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Go to jump to 16.
Yeah, 16, yeah.
Proverbs 29 and 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases.
Yeah, when the wicked multiply, transgression increases, man. Look at all these devils out here, man. Yeah, man. This place is sick and corrupted because what? The wicked have multiplied on this earth, man. They've been allowed to rule and multiply careless free, without no questions. Nobody's standing up against them. All right, so read that Revelation 6 again, and then somebody got that Maccabees 1.
I got it right. Spirit. Oh, he got it.
We'll read Revelation first, though.
Yeah, Maccabees.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red.
A horse means power. All right, so another power structure, another kingdom. Okay, go ahead.
And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
So why do you say that they would kill one another, man? Because you look at all these wars, the World War I, World War II, and they were killing each other. It was either Esau and Esau crime, man. Okay? But what? They took peace from the earth. Somebody got that Maccabees? Whoever got it.
This is First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
Yeah, 1 to 7. Yeah, start at 7 and bring down here.
This is First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 7.
Because this is going to prove who Esau is. We ain't got to tell you. We're going to read it out of the scriptures. What you call the Holy Bible, right? The one that's collecting dust on your nightstand.
So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And his servants bear rule, every one in his place.
All right, so Alexander the Greek, after he died, which is written in the scriptures, after he died, his servants, meaning his generals, took stand in his place. All right, they took over. It began with 5, and ultimately it came down to 4 through Esau's. What it say in Revelation? They fought one against another. This goes back to that time of the Greeks, man. When those generals were fighting against another, they got rid of Antigonus. All right, it was the Seleucid, Ptolemy, Lysimachus, and Cassander. Those are the 4 that eventually took roll. But the 5th one was Antigonus, and they through fighting they kicked his ass out because they're a bunch of devils, man. Go ahead.
And his servants bear rule, every one in his place.
Yep.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves.
So they all took certain lands to rule over. Seleucid down there in Egypt area. Ptolemy was in the Middle East, where Israel is. Oh no, Seleucid was in the Middle East. Ptolemy was in Egypt area,
yeah.
And then Cassandra and Lysimachus were up there in Asia Minor, Europe, or East Europe. Okay.
Was in the middle.
Yep, and that ultimately got taken over by the Seleucid Empire. Yep. Go ahead.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. Yep. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
So evils were multiplied on the earth after the so-called Greeks came into power. That's why I said that peace was taken from the earth, man. Even though Esau likes to claim that the civilization began during the Greek Empire, that's a bunch of lies. The wickedness multiplied during the Greek Empire, man. That's what began during the Greek Empire, man. The wickedness, on a whole nother level, man. Because there was wicked people before, but these people took it to a whole nother level, man. And why is that? Go ahead.
This is Genesis. This is Genesis chapter 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Meaning the dominion, all right, having rule over the earth. Go ahead.
And of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shall thy live, and shall serve thy brother.
So the blessing that was given to Esau, later named Edom, was the sword. All right. How has Esau conquered this world, man? How did the Greeks conquer this earth? Was it by diplomacy? Was it by sharing hugs and kisses, or was it by the sword, by the force of the sword? It was through bloodshed, right? Through atrocities. How did America get conquered? All right. How did the Israelites get conquered? How did this land get established through bloodshed with the sword, man? Whether it was an actual sword, a gun, a bayonet, missiles, drones. This was the blessing of Esau Edom. Okay, it's not hard to understand. It's not hard to. It's not rocket science that we're doing. We're just bringing out simple facts and correlating it with the scriptures, the Holy Bible. Go ahead.
Hey, if I can say real quick about America. Hey, going into America, even to this day, man, right now the only reason Russia can, thwart America is because they have more superior weaponry nowadays. But going back to like World War II, man, the whole world was quieted before Esau when he dropped those atomic bombs, man. But now somebody has more superior weapons. He's still an Edomite, but now it's the Russians, man. But as you can see, ain't nobody was really trying to touch America because they had those bombs, which is one of their swords, more or less to say.
Okay, and really, Edom has been ruling since the late 1400s. All right, but the sword has progressed. The technology has progressed. What you got? Okay, bring this out first.
All right, come. Yep. This is the book of Malachi.
Well, that's Salakia.
All right, yeah.
Bring that out first.
Yeah,
Start with that Genesis.
Yeah. This is Psalms chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Yahawah, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
So now, do you understand that? Go to the top of that chapter. See what it says.
Hear the right, O Yahweh, tend to my cry.
A prayer of David. This is a prayer of David, a song of David. All right, so David understood who was the wicked and who was the sword. Now we're going to give you who's the wicked, according to the Bible. Now you get that.
Khan. This is Malachi chapter 1. Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. And it says, Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the word of YAHAWASHI to Israel by Malachi.
Malachi was a prophet of the Lord.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Khan. Verse 2. I have loved you, saith YAHAWASHI. Yet.
Hey, how did the Lord love us, man? By giving us the promises, the covenants, the law, statutes, and commandments. Delivering us out of Egypt. It goes all the way back to Abraham, man. The Lord promised it to him. Go ahead.
Khan. It says, and I have loved you, saith YAHAWASHI. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
That's self-explanatory.
Khan.
These simple ass Negroes out here, man.
Yeah.
Latinos and Native Americans. Go ahead.
Khan. Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith YAHAWASHI. Yet I love Jacob, and I hated Esau.
And the Lord said he loved Jacob, which is so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and he hated Esau, Edom, the wicked, the ones that are ruling the society in wickedness. That's who the Lord hates, man. His sword. Even though he used you, guess what? He's going to end up abusing you, man. You just served a purpose, and your purpose is just about done. And after you're done, like toilet paper, you use it, and once it's used, it's useless. You throw it away. You'll flush it down the toilet. That's Esau, man. Esau's about to get flushed down the toilet because he's useless, man. He's already served his purpose. There's no need for him. Go ahead.
Khan. It says, and I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith YAHAWASHI of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Yeah, in that time they were impoverished was the time of the Renaissance, before the Renaissance, the Dark Ages. All right, the Byzantine Empire, where Esau was subjected after the pagan Roman the pagan Roman Empire. All right, during the time of Julius all the way up to Domitian. Yep. You know, there was the Most High allowed the nation of Israel to take over Rome. All right, and then during the early the late 1300s, they started to come back into power, and that's why they say they should build. But the Lord's going to throw it out, man, because to this day, they're still in power, man. But what? Ultimately, the Lord's going to throw all this down, man. Look, the towers. What happened to the towers, man? Over there in New York, man. What happened to the towers? They got burned up and thrown down. Just like these towers will be, man. Just like this whole city, this whole country will be. All right, so now we know who the wicked is. Esau, Edom, once again. All right, who the sword of the Lord is, that David prayed to be delivered from. All right, as a future prophecy, because King David had Edomites in subjection. He wasn't talking about them in that time, because King David, believe it or not, was a prophet. All right, he prophesied of things to come. Go ahead.
A little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. It says, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom YAHAWASHI have indignation forever.
Man, so they're the border of wickedness. They are the wicked, man. Like the brother read in what was it, Proverbs 17? All right, the wicked is Esau, Edom, man. At the border of wickedness, anywhere they are, that's where wickedness is. A border is where it starts and where it ends. Anywhere Esau, Edom is, that's where wickedness is, man. All right? In whom the Lord have indignation forever, man. The people of his curse. That's why the Lord put that mark upon them, man, as an identifier for the most part. Even though you got Israelites that don't look like them, but for the most part, Esau, Edom is a red man. Even though you got blacks, so-called blacks that are Edomites, but for the most part, it's these devils walking around with their chins held up to the sky, man. Go ahead. Go back to that Revelation 6.
This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4 again. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
So now we understand what that red horse was, all right? Which is Esau, Edom. Go ahead. Hey, go. What's the next verse?
And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse.
And this black horse is talking about the time of slavery, the transatlantic slave trade, all of it from the 1400s all the way up, or the late 1400s all the way up. Well, the Dark Ages was prior to that, though. But the black horse is talking about our slavery, our captivity, our the punishment for our iniquity, like Lamentations 4 and say, man. And we're going to prove it. Go ahead, read on.
And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand.
Get that word. Because we're going to see what the word balances is.
This is Strong's G2218, and the word is zygos. It says a yoke that is put on drunk cattle, metaphor used of any burden or bondage.
So a yoke for what did it say, for what in bondage?
It says use of any burden or bondage.
Used for any burden or bondage. That's the time of our captivity, man. When we went in the hands of Esau on this time, man, this last time, because they have refused to let us go, as the scriptures say. We've been in their possession ever since that time, man. The transatlantic slave trade, man, going all the way back to 1492. All right, we've been in their possession in those balances, as the scriptures say, but really it means yoke. All right, what is synonymous with yoke? If a brother want to Google yoke, type in yoke of iron and Google and see what pops up. It ain't gonna be Chinese people. It's not gonna be no Edomites. It's gonna be Israelites, man, in bondage, in a yoke of iron. You have something?
No.
Okay. Get that, Joel. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Look, get that on the camera. The yoke, or would you type in yoke or yoke of iron?
Iron, pops right up.
Yeah.
No, photos.
Photos, right?
Images.
Put it on here.
Let me make sure this oh yeah, it lightens all the way up. Yoke of iron, simple.
Look at that. And look who's in the yoke of iron. Okay. He looks very familiar, doesn't he? All right. That's a certain familiar people. Yoke of iron. See it there? Slave yoke of iron.
Right here, spiritual.
The water.
Real quick, get the slavery sign and the
water.
northern one.
I was going to say that because I got the precept in Deuteronomy 28. Speaks about the yoke of iron.
Yep.
Get them both on camera.
Yeah, read that while I got you. Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies which the Lord shall send against thee, in the hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Good. And that goes right back into what the brother talking about, those balances. because Jacob's trouble is coming again twice around, because this was the Most High saying, Deuteronomy chapter 28 being prophesied, being fulfilled. 70 AD twice, exactly. And it's coming again. Okay? And it's being weighed in the balance, man. Because the Lord said, I'm going to give it to everyone according to the measure of their sins. Spirit.
So get that Joel real quick.
It's Joel chapter 3, verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot.
This is the time of the transatlantic slave trade, man. All right, they were casting lots for us, giving our boys for a harlot. All right, the Ishmaelites, the Hamites, they all took part in this transatlantic slave trade. That's why it's called a transatlantic slave trade. If you're trading with somebody, there's other parties involved. Go ahead. But the so-called white the Edomites, they were the ones that took it to the next level, man. All right, the Amalekites were the ones that financed it, the slave ships. All right.
And Ishmaelites built them.
Ishmaelites built them.
Yeah.
Hamites gathered them up.
There you go.
It's a trifecta.
Trifecta.
Right there, baby.
Yeah.
And sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
Yep. That's self-explanatory. They were selling women for wine and the boys and harlots, man. Because Edom's known to be a pedophile, right? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, hey, if you ever get a chance, go online and look up Goodbye Uncle Tom. That's a prime example of Esau selling us, for wine and also effeminizing our men and domesticating us. That's a prime example.
Yeah, it's on YouTube too. You can just watch that for free.
Before they banned that,
Yeah.
God. This is Psalm chapter 50 and verse 20. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. It's talking about Jacob and Esau. It's verse 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. All this shit he's been doing unto us.
And the Lord hasn't done nothing, man. That's why they think that they're going to continue on in their enterprise, man. Because Lord, here it is for 400, 500 years, almost 600 years. They've been doing all these atrocities. Well, actually over 600 years. They've been doing all these atrocities to the children of the Most High. All right, thy mother's son. All right, because Esau and Jacob were brethren. All right, so they think they're gonna go all scot-free, man. And as a matter of fact, zoom in on that and that corner, the left bottom corner. That's the transatlantic slave trade right there.
Go ahead, read it again, bro.
Psalm chapter 50 and verse 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such and one as thyself. Meaning he thought he was going to get away with it. The Most High was with him. But I will reprove thee. And that's what's happening here on the highways and byways. He's getting exposed. And continuing, and set them in order before thine eyes. And that's us. Lord, will be of that number. The Most High is setting up back his men to bring back his nation.
Lifting up the skirts, man. All right, exposing these devils for the devils that they are, man. And at this point, we don't even have to say who Esau Edom is anymore, because once they hear what we're talking about, they're gonna know it applies to them, man. Go ahead.
Con, I'm gonna start from verse 6. First Maccabees chapter 2 verse 6. Speak on this anytime out. It says, and when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, woe is me! Wherefore was I born to see the misery of my people in the holy city, and to dwell there, when it was delivered into the hands of the enemy.
Yeah, because ultimately, the enemy, they took possession of our land. They took possession of our people. They took possession of us. All right, they forced us to try to keep their laws, and that's why they. Read that again, the first verse you read.
Because
that's why all these atrocities were taking place in that holy land, man. Because they were following after the ways of the heathen, our people.
Yep.
All right.
Con, this is First Maccabees chapter 2 verse 6. It says, and when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and in Jerusalem, he said, woe is me! Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people?
Yeah, and that's one of the Maccabees saying this, man. Saying, damn, I gotta see the misery of this. I gotta see this, man. Because they were men after the Most High's heart, man. They were men devout Jews, all right? So you can understand. Go ahead.
Con, It says, I bore to see the misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there.
And the holy city is a people for us a place. Go ahead.
Con. When it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, in the sanctuary into the hand of strangers.
To the hand of the strangers, man. Most significantly is from the Seleucid line, which came up. Get that Maccabees one again, but we're gonna get who he's talking about. All right, because out of the Seleucid line came Antiochus the Fourth, or Antiochus Epiphanes, Epiphanes, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Epiphanes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me know when you got it. Or the Riku,
This is 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes.
There you go, man. That's secular history right there. All right, this is the devil that ruled over that area, man. Beginning with his forefather, the General Seleucid. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Son of Antiochus the king.
Son of Antiochus king. That was what? They captured at Rome or something like that. Which that's secular history, man.
Yep. Roman Empire, going back to the time of Roman Empire.
Who had been a hostage at Rome,
Yep.
and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
So go back to that.
Con. 1 Maccabees chapter 2, verse 8. Her temple is become as a man without glory. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity.
Not only were the actual vessels of the temple carried away, it's talking about the people of the Lord, man. The children of the Lord, which Joel 3 that we were reading is going to go into that as well.
Con. It says, her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity.
Yep.
Her infants are slain in the streets.
Yep.
Her young men with the sword of the enemy. Verse 10.
And that happened before, and it's going to happen again, man. Okay? It happened before, and it's going to happen again. Go ahead.
Con. Verse 10. What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom?
That's why the Psalms 83 tells you who was confederate, man. To come against the nation of Israel to make sure that their name was no more remembered, man, on the earth. Go ahead.
Con.
Because even the damn Moabites had a part in this, man. That's why they got China moons and China walks in every hood. That's why the Ishmaelites got 7-Elevens and the quick and stop, the stopping shops in the hood. Elam. Ham. Got the weave stores in the hood.
Yep.
Right? You're not gonna find. I guarantee you drive through all downtown in Harbor Island. You're not gonna find a weave store. You're not gonna find a China walk. You're not gonna find a stop and go where they selling blunts for 2 for 1. That's for you niggas and spicks, man. Go ahead.
Con. 1 Maccabees 2 and 10. What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
Gotten of her spoils, man. Because when you take over somebody, you take the spoils of war. All right? Their women, their children, their goods, and their labor. That's what all these nations have done unto us. All right? And that's why they got to pay for it, man. And it's rightfully so. All right? It's a righteous recompense. It's a right, like the scripture says, it's a righteous thing to recompense those that brought tribulation upon you. Roughly paraphrasing. Go ahead.
Verse 11. All her ornaments are taken away.
Yeah, ornaments is something you get decked out with, man. All right. Go ahead.
Of a free woman, she has become a bond slave.
Yeah, now Israel, that woman has become a bond slave, man. All right, in subjection to this day, going all the way back to the Greek Empire, man. Even though the 2/3 got the rule for a certain time period, Byzantine Empire, which if you Google the Byzantine Empire, they'll literally tell you 1,000 years. And how long was the dragon casted down for, man? 1,000 years. So go ahead.
Verse 12. And behold, our sanctuaries, even our beauty and our glorious laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it.
That's right, man. Not only did they profane the temple, the actual temple, they profaned us, man, as a people. Made them go away from the Heavenly Father, man, by following their wicked laws. Eating pork, taking part in the gymnasiums, man. All this wicked shit or the Hellenization is the best way to put it. Hellenization single-handedly destroyed our people, man, during this time. Go ahead.
Verse 13 is the point. To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer?
That's how they felt, man. That's how they felt. What's the point of living anymore, man? Like, damn, our people are destroyed. You know, this is their mindset back in that time, man. They're like, damn, our people is destroyed. No matter what we tell them, they would rather serve the wicked than to serve YAHAWASHI and die for him, man. Like the 7 brothers and their mother in what is it, 2nd Maccabees, chapter 7, I believe.
Yeah, chapter 7.
You know, no, the majority of Israel was with the heathens, man. Because that's why 2/3 of our people are gonna die, because they refuse to hearken unto YAHAWASHI. They would rather continue in this nonsense, man. That doesn't profit them. All right, so going back to that, Joel, you got it, Joel? Yeah. Okay, fine. Start at 3 again.
All right. This is Joel chapter 3 and verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine.
Yep. So we already went through that. When that happened, go ahead.
That they might drink. Yeah. And what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Yeah. Which were the Hamites.
Hamites.
Go ahead. Which were part of the transatlantic slave trade. All right. Go ahead.
You want a sign? Display it up.
Con. This side.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
At the bottom there. Oh, just to break down.
Inside out.
Just to break down to that right here.
Yeah.
These 4 pictures.
I'll read it again.
Yeah, Con, bring it up.
Yep. This is Joel chapter 3 and verse 4. Yeah. And what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
The Hamites, those booty scratching purple people. Go ahead.
And all the coast of Palestine.
All the coast of Palestine. So, originally the Palestinians, or the Palestine goes back to the word Philistine, but the people that dwell in Palestine now are Ishmaelites. All right. There you go. Yep. What's that movie? Where they show those are the real Jews. What's that movie?
No, it wasn't Roots. There was
Toby.
That's Roots.
Shaka Zulu.
Shaka Zulu.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
But yeah, the involvement, and you can search the involvement of the Arabs in the slave.
In which most of them at that time were Muslim, but it didn't matter if they were Ishmaelites or Hamites. They were still, bunch of
Arab
demons.
is mixed.
Exactly. Yep.
You know.
Arab is mixed. Right.
Which Ishmael, he had 12 princes as well. So that's why you have different races amongst Ishmael as well. Go ahead.
Joel chapter 3 and verse 4 again.
Yeah, hold it up.
Yeah. And what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Yep.
And all the coast of Palestine?
Yep.
Will ye render me a recompense?
Yep. Well, so what? Are they going to render the Lord a recompense for doing what they did to the apple of his eye? Not the apple of our eye or how we feel. No, the apple of the Most High's eye, man. Which is the children of Israel. Go ahead.
And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because ye have taken my silver and my gold.
See, you have taken my silver and my gold. They took, because the Greeks, they took the silver and the gold from the temple. But what? The silver and the gold is referring to the children of Israel right here, man. Go ahead.
Right. And have carried in your temples.
That's what it's like. That's why the Lord said, man shall be more precious than fine gold, man. All right? Go ahead.
And have carried in your temples my goodly pleasant things.
That goodly pleasant things, the altars, all right, the candles, all right, all the things that were pertaining to the temple, they took, man, and they destroyed it. Just like they did with the nation of Israel, man. They beat them down to a bloody pulp where they forgot them who the hell they were, man. scattered, because this is not just, it didn't just start in the transatlantic slave trade. This has been a buildup, man.
Okay.
The diaspora, all right, because diaspora was in 70 AD. They didn't get caught up in them slave ships till the late 1500s.
Okay.
But it's been progressive, progressive, destruction of our country. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's been perpetual.
Yep.
The hatred that the heathens have had against us. Because when we came out of the land of Egypt, you had Moab and the Amalekites that constantly kept trying to fight with us. Then when King David was ruling, King David was fighting against the Philistines constantly. And then you had the period where you had the Medes, then the Persians, which became the Medo-Persians, then the Romans. So all heathen nations have had us in the captivity. You can go back to the book of Judges and it will clearly show you that. And the Lord even said, I'm going to bring out one precept and I'm going to hand it back to the brother. Zechariah chapter 1, verse 15. What's that at 14? So the angel that communed with me said unto me, cry thou saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, I am jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with a great jealousy. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. So the Lord, and that goes back to Ezekiel the 39th chapter, when the Lord said, and the heathen shall know that the nation of Israel went into captivity because of their sins, because we transgressed against them. Yep.
But these heathens took it to a whole other level, man.
Yep.
That's why Lamentation 4 says that when the punishment of their iniquity came to an end, man. Because these devils to this day are still punishing us as if the Lord don't love us, man. Well, it's all through the Lord's story at the end of the day, but the Most High is bad, man. That's all we can say about that.
If I can say this about forward affliction as well, because as the brother said, the Most High allowed them to take us into slavery, but even in the law, like when you hang a man, you gotta take him down. That's why you get that song, Strange Fruit Hanging.
Yep.
They used to just let Jake hang up there, just
rot,
man.
And even, that goes to this captivity, the American captivity, because during the time of the Romans, when they would crucify them, they would take them down that night. All right, they would take them down that day, before the sun would go down.
And these are the same people.
It's a lot. That's spiritual too, because even today, like the officer shot Mike Brown, but what did he let him do? He just let him bleed out. That's like letting a body rot on a tree. They do the same thing today, man.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe. Just keep choking him out, man.
Choke him harder. You heard that? He choked him harder, man.
Killed him.
Most High is
Murder.
servitude
Yeah.
amongst nations,
Yeah.
but it's a certain way. It's like how there's laws with war, there's laws with slavery. You know what I mean? It's a certain way that you got to conduct yourself. And Esau, Edom just took it to a whole nother
To run a perfect kingdom, yeah.
He's a hypocrite because they come out with the Geneva Code, but then they don't follow any of those words. That's why they got Julian Assange right now locked up, but I ain't gonna go too far with that.
Come on.
Go ahead and finish that, Joel. You got a precept?
Yeah.
Let this brother finish that. Bro.
Joel chapter 3 verse 6, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians.
Which is a so-called white man. The Edomites, all right? The self-proclaimed white man, all right? This is the Edomites, the Grecians. The Grecians, because ultimately they weren't Grecians originally. They stole that as well. Not a big shocker. But this is talking about the Edomites, man. Edom. They're the ones that were sold into the the Israelites were the ones that were sold into the Grecians, man. It's called the transatlantic slave trade. All right? And this is just secular history. These are facts. All right? And guess what? It correlates with the Bible. Go ahead and get that.
Yeah. It's Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. And they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey and none deliver it.
That's right, man. That's the nation of Israel, man. For a spoil or for a prey and none deliver it. A prey, what is a prey? A predator attacks the prey, kills the prey. That's the nation of Israel. What the scripture say, the prey departeth not. We still here to this day, man.
Nahum. Yeah.
We still here to this day, being persecuted by the same devils that have been persecuting us for hundreds of years, man. But not just the devil, Esau, Edom, the rest of these nations that are confederate with them.
Because the other nations are good. They got all types of perks out here.
That was it on that?
Yeah, you can pretty much finish it. For it's spoiled and none saith restore.
Yeah, nobody's coming to restore us. Nobody's coming to save us. Just like the in Deuteronomy 28 said, no man shall buy you. No man shall redeem us. All right, so go back to that Revelation now. Now that we got that Revelation chapter 6. You got a question?
Yeah, just asking.
What's your question?
What the message today is?
Well, the message is we out here to wake up our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, which are the true biblical Israelites, all right? And tell this wicked, perverse society that is going to be destroyed by the Heavenly Father via thermonuclear missiles. Where them signs at? Yeah, show this is a future destruction of America. That's pretty much the message. That's pretty much the message. For salvation and condemnation and destruction. Any other questions?
No, man.
All right. Well, go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 5. And when he had heard, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse.
And black means dark, void of knowledge, evil. You know, that's what black is associated there. Matter of fact, get that word black. See what it says in the blue letter. Read that again, Brother Shorter. Yeah, verse 5.
And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse.
Yep. So a black horse. Let's see what the word black is in there in the Greek.
All right, now we're going to the word black into the blue letter Bible, and it says black ink, and this goes back to black in the strong definition. All right, that's basically. Let me check the root. Apparently a root word. Yeah, that's basically what it says.
That is the word. What about the strong? What does it say?
The strong says as apparently a black. That's all it says.
So it's just the dictionary definition.
Of course, Esau don't want to put it in there. Yeah.
Get in the dictionary.
There's too much truth on that one.
What's the context of the scripture? If I may ask, for the Bible not to be true, well,
There's so much lying
it's
going
a lot of
on.
lying and taking off.
A lot of covering up, right? Yeah.
Because this is describing the power. This third beast is describing that power, meaning black. It ain't talking about ink. Something written with that power wasn't written in ink, or that horse wasn't written with a pencil. You know, which even though it was in the scriptures, but it's talking. It's just like it said, the red horse and the white horse. There's meanings behind the colors. Behind why it's saying it, because remember, the book of Revelation has got a lot of symbolic meaning to it. All right, a lot of parables.
You got that? Oh, yeah. Okay. Can the brother read that verse one more time?
Hey, get that verse again. That's fine.
This is verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And behold, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand.
And we already we just went through countless scriptures talking about that balances being slavery. Go ahead.
Now you go to the word black. It says absolutely dark, absorbing all light.
Absorbing all. What's this? Not the slave Atlantic transatlantic slave trade. A dark time.
Yeah.
A horrible time. Go ahead.
Okay. And it says burn, dark, ink. From the German Salakia, to burn, gleam, shine, flash. So when you go back further into the etymology of that word, it means to burn, to flash, or cause think about it. When it says that YAHAWASHI had burnt feet, like a defined brass, that's basically talking about black, but it really goes back to also absorbing light too. Okay.
Which they took the light away from us. That's when that Jeremiah 17:4 came upon, man. When they took our nationality from us, absorbed that light. They took away the light from us.
Yep.
Was that it on that?
Yeah, that was it on that.
That was it? All right, but a lot of times black is symbolic for dark and evil. Yeah.
Dark and evil. And negative energy. And it's spiritual because I never forget it, man. It's a quote that they said when they had us in hardcore bondage. That Edomite said in a letter, he said, "We found out how to take the light from the slave." And your light, that's your spirit.
That's not one of their letters?
That's That's why they made the slave Bible. All right, the slave Bible only had 10% of the Old Testament and like 12 chapters of the New Testament, man. That's what the slave Bible consisted of, man. Bunch of omission, all right, or absorbing the light. All right, that's what that black horse was, man.
Wicked.
That time of our slavery, man. Our captivity.
Oh, that was the Israelites.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that was in the royal legislature. He said that. Yep. He said he know how to take the light from the slave. And what's that light? The spirit. Because the brother spoke about. I'm just bringing it out real quick. The brother spoke about what was it? Roots. And what did he tell Kunta Kinte? He said your name is no longer Kunta Kinte. He said that your name is Tobit. So he basically beat it out of him. He beat his heritage out of him. And that's basically what they do. That's why it says, woe to them who that oppress a man in his land and even his heritage. Yeah. This is Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23. And it says, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instructions are the way of life. So Esau led us into death because they took the light from us, which is our heritage, which gives us life. Once they took that light from us, all they showed us was death and evil and wickedness and negativity.
Yeah, this truth is light, man.
Exactly.
Real quick, if I may add, that's why in school you only learn about slavery. You don't know what you were before that. Yeah. All they teach you in high school, you know, is slavery.
Rough overview.
Yeah, that's it.
They went to Africa, took them.
Yeah, that's it.
They pick some cotton and that's it. That's it. You know what happened before, what happened after.
Because they don't want that light bulb above your head to go ding. They don't want that. They don't want that light to turn on.
Well, that's our job. Our job is to turn that light bulb.
He did it. Yep. Cause now we the illuminated ones.
Yep.
Right.
Luciferians.
Wait. Oh, hold on. Not
Easy now.
If you can't receive it, I'm gonna start saying.
Back to that Revelation. Just go straight to 6. Okay.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
So they were selling these things, but then it says, and see not that thou hurt the oil and the wine, going back to that Matthew 25. Because what is the wine, man? This knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That's why this truth didn't go nowhere. It was just reserved for a certain time. So that's why the scriptures say, hurt not the oil and the wine, man, because the oil and the wine is symbolic for this truth, all right, the real truth. We're not talking about the wine that all these nations are drunk off. We're talking about the wine and the oil that the Lord has bestowed upon us, all right? Keep going.
And when he had opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse.
Pale horse. Get that word pale in the blue letter Bible shop. Keep going.
And his name that sat on him was Death.
All right, so that pale horse, the one that sat upon him, his name was Death. All right, and this is the time that we're living in and approaching. All right, that pale horse, Death, named Death. And keep going. Read that. Keep going.
And hell followed with him.
So how is hell a place you go to and burn for? Get the word pale. Verse 8. Yes. So that how can you go to hell? Read that again, because this is a cut for you people that claim to be Christians and believe in hell, where there's a pitchfork devil with a tail, with some horns. So you telling me that he brought all of hell with him to fly around with this horse? Go ahead.
Revelation 6, chapter 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him.
So hell followed with him, man. All right, if you had an understanding of hell, meaning the grave, all right? Death and hell, meaning the grave. You go down to the grave after death.
Low place.
All right, you got that?
Yeah, I went into it. And I went into the word pale.
Isaiah 14:9.
And it says green, yellowish pale. Because when you spoke about going to the grave, I thought about what this meant by this being green. Yeah. Because it goes back to the ground, like the grass. That's what I was thinking about. But I went to the root word. I went to the root word. Yeah, just to see what it says. Because, you know, Esau only going to put half of the truth in there.
Speak up a little bit.
Salakia. Esau only going to put half of the truth in there. So I went into the word pale. I'm going back into it real quick. All right, Salakia. And it says green, yellowish, pale. So I went into the root word, and it says Chloe, a green herb, a Christian woman of Corinth.
Well, think about this. When Miriam turned white as snow, what they say? She was one that's half dead.
Yep.
So what happens when you leprous? You're pale.
Right.
So that's why I said his name that wrote upon him is Death, man. But really, that you read 2 Ezra 15 and 16. That's the time that this pale horse is talking about, man. The death and destruction that's coming to, first and foremost, America.
That's right.
Right? And all over the world. But death and destruction is coming to America. This is the pale horse, which we about to get into. Specifically.
Right. I got a quick one to go off on that. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and 5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by one, he's a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire is hell, and his death cannot be satisfied. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, that was it. But going into this, you see, when this military goes anywhere around the world, hey, America got these military bases still in all these different countries, man. Soon as Esau take his little red foot and step anywhere on your soil, death and hell follows, man. Yeah, free doom, man. Homeboy bring over there death and pestilence, diseases, and if not, he drop bombs on you, man. Everywhere he go, hey, just like how they talk about Jake, man, everything we touch turn to gold, man. Everything Esau touched turn to damn death and destruction, man. And he's basically like the grave that can't be satisfied, because as long as there's human beings on the earth, that grave gonna always be filling up, man. It's a continual cycle, man. Just like him, man. He's fully greedy, man. He can't never be satisfied, man.
So go back, read that again.
What do you guys do, huh?
You're seeing it. This is what we do. Yeah, we prophesy against the downfall of America and against this wicked society that you call the world. All right, this world is going to be destroyed as you know it. Not the whole world, but this society, what you know, democracy, all right, China, Russia, all this is going to be destroyed. And the one people ignorantly call Jesus Christ, which his real name is YAHAWASHI, he's coming back to rule and establish the kingdom of heaven in righteousness. That's what we're out here doing, telling people that, waking up these people, and telling the other people that are not on this science that they're going into slavery. Because the Bible says so. What is this? This is the 12 tribes of Israel. You ever heard? You know about the Bible? You ever read the Bible or heard about it? Go to church? Anything? Okay, well, let me ask you something. Where are you from? Cuba, okay. Well, you're part of the children of the Most High. Cubans from the tribe of Manasseh. Those are some of the children of God. All right, God got certain children that He gave blessings to. Cubans are one of the tribes of the children of Israel. There's 12 tribes of the children of Israel. All right. You understand? I mean, the best advice I can give you is just listen, and then your question is going to be answered through the Spirit of the Lord.
What do you mean Cubans are? Do you mean Cubans are Jews?
No, Jews would be from the tribe of Judah, or the Benjamites, or the Levites. Cubans are Israelites. Israelites. Like I said, you got to read the Bible to understand what I'm talking about.
Speak Spanish.
You know, I'm from what they call Puerto Rico today. I was born in Puerto Rico. All right? You were born in Cuba, or you were born here in America? Well, let me give you one scripture.
What do you mean that Cubans and Puerto Ricans are Jews?
You can say that, yes.
Just layman's terms, yeah.
Listen. Not the Jews as in the sense of what you're thinking of over there in the Middle East. Those are not the real Jews. Get Revelation 2 real quick, and then somebody get Jeremiah 17. Huh?
He didn't hear you.
The people over there in the land of Israel. Yeah, come closer, so you can hear me. Yeah, we don't bite. We're prophets of the Lord. We're men of the Lord. You know, we out here to teach. All right. So the people that are over there in that land, Israel, right now, those are not the true Israelites according to the Bible. All right, our people, the so-called Negroes. Habla español. Okay. All right. So the so-called Negroes, the ones you see here in America, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are the true people of the Lord, the true chosen people of the Lord, not those people over there claiming to be Jewish. Read it. Watch this. We're gonna bring it out the Bible though. Go ahead. Because that's why we're out here for. We're out here to tell our people the truth because we're gonna prove it through the Bible. Watch this. Go ahead.
This is Revelation.
How do you know that?
We're gonna show you. Watch
through the scriptures, the word of the Lord. Yep. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty.
Because the Lord knows that we're poor. You go to Cuba.
That's the KJV.
This is the KJV, King James Version, 1611. But check it out. people in Cuba, they live in poor right now. They still stuck in the 50s, right? Driving the Chevy Bel Airs, driving old stuff, right? So our people are poor. You go to the hoods, los barrios, the reservations. Who's in there? It's not Chinese people. It's not so-called white people. It's our people. Yes. But let me finish this though. Let me finish this. Go ahead.
Let's finish this. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
We're rich because we have the blessings, the covenants, the promises that was given unto the Israelites. These people right here. Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
A blasphemy is a filthy, wicked lie. That say they are Jews. The Lord knows the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews. Go ahead.
And are not. But are the synagogue of Satan.
But are the synagogue of Satan. So there's people on this earth right now calling themselves Jews, which are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Okay. The understanding that I got from the KJV is that there is no Jew.
You got it.
That all the Jews died.
No, I don't know what precept that is. I don't know.
Well, Psalms 83 possibly, but you have to understand there had to become a falling away first. We would be brought back together.
Yeah,
that's what's going on.
Listen, but listen, this is why you believe that. This is why you believe that. You got that, Jeremiah?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is why you believe that because. Okay, yeah, just read it.
Sure. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
So our people, what are they calling themselves? Get that in the curses, the bywords and proverbs, Deuteronomy 20. So originally, we were called Israelites from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. This is what we used to go by. Let's read that again, Bible.
Time, brother, because look.
But listen, you gotta listen.
No,
listen,
look,
just
look,
let
me tell you something.
Listen, we up here to teach. So
the Bible drove me crazy. Let me tell you something. The Bible drove me crazy. Can you understand the Bible?
That's why we up here teaching the Bible. Because the Bible tells you, if your brother want to grab it, how can you understand?
Can you understand the Bible?
Yes, I can.
No, you lie. You cannot. Nobody in the earth can understand the Bible.
I have one quick question. I have one quick question. This book, hold on, hear me out, Bobby. Hold on, hear me out. This book right here, right? We can read it in English, we can read it in Spanish, we can read it in other languages, right? Now, somebody has to be able to discern and understand these words. Okay. Now hold on, now listen. What I'm trying to say is, think about this. I don't know calculus. That's a higher level of math, but I know how to add and I know how to subtract. What I'm saying is that if I was to pick up a calculus book, I won't understand it. But somebody else who knows calculus will understand it. There are men set up today that understand this book. Despite the fact it's been out for centuries, we understand this book. So for you to make that statement, you can say that, but we're here to prove to you that we understand it.
Brother, let me tell you my history. I never knew about the Bible. In Cuba and Puerto Rico, people don't.
But that's
they reject the Bible.
Let me stop you right there. Let me read. Go back to that Jeremiah. This is why. This is what you're saying. You don't know about the Bible. I didn't know about the Bible.
No.
Hold on.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you. No, because I can tell you your history. I just
been in the Bible like 2 years ago.
Escucha, por favor.
This is Jeremiah. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. Yep. And thou, even thyself,
our people, okay,
go ahead, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
That's why when I asked you what you were, you said you're Cuban. Where did that word come from? Who named you Cuban? Who named that country Cuba? The people that live there did not name themselves Cubans. Let's get that out the way.
There is a city or a country in the Middle East that is called Cuba.
What country? Because there ain't no country in the Middle East.
Yes, there is one. There is one.
He's not all there.
No, but let me tell you.
You gotta listen. Get a Sirach 5 or
Ecclesiastes.
Look, the Bible was written by people that fast, right?
Yeah.
All the prophets of Israel.
So you know about the Bible then?
Let me tell you what happened to me.
Go ahead.
When I came to this country, I found the KJV. Watching the you know the conspiracy theory from Bush.
What?
The conspiracy theory.
Oh, conspiracy theories. Okay.
Okay, and I noticed that they used the verses from the Bible, right? And they were saying something like you guys were saying about destruction. And that got me into the Bible.
Okay.
So, but I buy not the KJV, I buy another Bible, and I noticed that the words
Are different.
that the people in YouTube were using were different. I mean, that to the Bible that I
So you
had,
must have got like
I
the
had
new-
another Bible. It was not the KJV.
Yeah, you probably got the new NIV or the.
So I bought the KJV.
Okay.
Brother, that book is magical. That book drove me crazy. You have no idea what I did.
Well, enlighten us. What did you do?
Well, that's the thing, because this Bible, this is the truth.
First of all,
hold on.
no,
this
that
is the
book
truth.
is amazing.
Of course it is, but because that's the thing. If the Heavenly
book
Father.
fucked with my head, brother.
See, that's so. I can't do nothing for
You
you.
can't get it.
I have a question. Do you believe in prophecy? Do you believe that the things that are written in the Bible are going to come to pass?
Who got that?
I believe everything.
So you believe everything already passed? Okay, so if you believe
You gotta keep that
everything,
foot.
if you believe everything already passed, right? The Bible says that King David and the only begotten Son will be ruling in the land of Israel. Right now, you have those fake Jews living in the land of Israel, and they're also having a pride parade over there. Did not the Lord destroy Sodom and Gomorrah? So all things have not been fulfilled. Because when the Lord come back, He said, "As thy will in heaven shall be done on earth." There's order in the heavens. So when the Lord come back, He's going to set up order. So all things are not fulfilled yet. Right now, we're in the process of everything being fulfilled, but not just yet. So this is the time of prophecy. That's why we got here. We prophesy to tell you that the things written inside this book are happening right now. But like I said, everybody can't open up this book and understand it. Only certain men is given that ability to do it. And the Bible even shows that.
So let me show you something.
Okay.
Can you look up Revelation?
Hold on. Let me read you.
11,
Hold on.
12.
Hold on. I got a scripture for you. I got something for you. Hold on. I got something for you.
Revelation 14:11.
We were up here teaching. We were going to some.
Oh, brother, let me tell you what happened.
Hold on.
Brother,
Listen,
I felt so seductive.
Okay. That's why the
By
Lord brought
fasting.
you here. The
Hold on.
Lord brought you here for a reason. Now it's
I
up to
feel-
you whether you want to listen or you want to just. It's cool if you tell us how you came
no.
up here, but
No,
let me
right.
just let's bring out the scriptures. We deal with the scriptures. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Listen carefully.
You want me to start up in a minute?
Get
the point.
Get the point. Yeah.
All right. This is the book of Acts.
Because you said you read the Bible and it freaked you out, or you
It messed with my head.
it messed with your head. Well, here's why. Go ahead.
This is Acts chapter 8, verse 28. It says, was returning and sitting in his chariot, read.
Go up a
little bit. Yeah, that's what. All right. So this is Acts chapter 8, verse 26. It says, and the angel of the Lord spake unto Philip,
Philip was one of the 12 disciples of the Lord. Go ahead.
saying, arise and go toward the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is
I
a
never
desert.
react.
Hold on. Just listen.
Verse 27. And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, a eunuch of great authority,
Oh, yeah.
under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians,
Yeah.
who had the charge
Yeah, I know what you're gonna read. That the Ethiopian couldn't understand, and then he asked,
Fine.
"Can you tell me?"
Just
Who had-
listen. Just listen.
who had the charge of, I'm gonna start from the top. So Acts chapter 8, verse 27. And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, a eunuch of great authority, under Candace, queen of Ethiopians, who had the charge of all her treasures, and had come to Jerusalem to worship.
So this man came to Jerusalem to worship because he was an Israelite. Go ahead.
Verse 28. Was returning and sitting in his chariot, read Isaiah,
So he's reading the book of Isaiah. Go ahead.
the prophet.
The prophet.
Then the Spirit said unto Philip, go near and join thyself to this chariot. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah.
So Philip, which was a disciple, taught directly under the Lord, the Messiah. He learns directly from the Messiah. Go ahead.
And said, understandest thou what thou readest?
So just because you read it don't mean you're going to understand it. That's why it was messing with your head. So let's keep going.
Verse 31. And he said, how can I, except some man should guide me?
So how can you, unless some man shall guide you? We are the guides up here. Keep going.
I said 30 and 20. And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him.
Yep. Yeah, but he said that because he was not a Jew.
He wasn't.
If he said Jew, he said, no, I don't want no man to teach me.
That's a little too deep for you. You're not going to understand it. Get Amos 3 and 7. Because
Just
he
tell
was
him.
an Israelite. He was an Israelite. That's why he went to Jerusalem.
Ethiopian guy.
He
lived in Ethiopia. He was in charge of the money of the Queen of Ethiopia. But why did he go to Jerusalem? Why was he in Jerusalem?
He was an Israelite. He was a Jew that lived in Ethiopia.
Why? That's in the Old Testament. It tells you 3 times a year every man shall come to Jerusalem to worship. So why would he, if he wasn't a Jew?
All nations.
No, not all nations. That was given to the Israelites.
I mean, all nations.
The Israelites.
You know, the
Listen, it's the Israelites. We're trying to see you read it. You know what you're talking about. You know, so obviously you read it, but you don't understand it. That's why we just read that again. Read it again.
This is Acts chapter 8, verse 30. And Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah and said, understandest thou what thou readest?
So you can read it, but you have to get understanding.
That's what happened to me.
With all that get understanding.
Look, when I read the
KJV? But who gave you the guidance? Who gave you the guidance? Huh? Exactly. Who gave you the guidance though? Who taught you the scriptures? Because you can read it. Anybody can read the Bible, but that don't mean you're gonna understand.
My guidance was fasting.
Man, yeah, you could say that, but what did you learn from reading and fasting?
When I fast, look, I went to a park in the Key West, and I fasted for 31 days. I was living in the Florida. I was living with roosters, fasting. I discovered what a real baptism, the baptism of John.
And what is?
You don't know what a baptism of John is.
You tell us, because John baptized with water.
For you to be baptized, you have to fast first.
The baptism is of the word.
If you're eating, what are you
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, because first of all, the baptism is of the scriptures. The scriptures is known as the living waters. Read that. Read that. That's why you just gotta listen, man. Because there's demons that fast all the time. That don't mean nothing, man. Read that.
When you fast, your skin pale like a serpent.
Read that, man. Just listen.
This is scripture. Let me tell you.
Just listen. I've heard enough.
You don't want to hear it.
I don't, because it's coming out. It's all rhetoric.
Cool.
It's
you
all.
Don't want to hear it.
It's not. Just listen. Listen. Because
we
up here to teach.
He's teaching you. He's going to tell you the answers. You just have to listen after he's telling you.
Obviously, you ain't got the answers. That's why you shaving. You fasted all that time, and the Lord didn't tell you to stop shaving. So it's the best for you to just listen. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Right now, you just need to listen.
The answers are here.
Go ahead.
It says, Romans chapter 10, verse 12. Verse 13.
No, Romans. No, come on, man.
See, just read it.
Just read it.
You want to read Romans?
Yeah. If a nigga can't get it, we moving on. After this, we going back to Revelation.
All right.
But why you read Paul, bro?
This is Romans chapter 10, verse 13.
Paul?
Just listen, bro.
For whosoever shall call upon the name of YAHAWASHI. So I'll just read verbatim.
Yeah, con.
So I'm sorry.
But it's cool.
Romans 10, verse 13. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Verse 14. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed?
So, go ahead, finish that off.
And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard?
So, have you heard? Get Proverbs 30. What's the name of the Lord? You fasted 31 days and next to the roosters. Did the roosters tell you the name of the Lord?
The name of God.
Nobody knows the name of the Lord.
Well, that's get Proverbs 30. We're gonna find out because we know the name of the Lord.
Just one more line, right?
We know the name of the Lord.
The Lord has a new name.
But wait a minute. You can talk about Revelation now, huh?
He has a new name.
What's his name then?
The end of the book. If the end of the book says that the Lord has a new name, how
Finish
you
that
gonna
off.
tell
Or we
me
going
that
back to
you?
Revelation?
Was it written in English?
Hey,
Was the Bible originally
Brother.
written in English?
what?
Nah, he just read
the
it. Read this though. All right, finish that, and we're going back to Revelation.
Brother, the
We're not going
KJV
nowhere.
is magical.
No, it
It
says,
doesn't matter. It
All right.
doesn't matter what
It
language.
says,
You gotta listen, man.
how
The
then,
KJV is powerful.
Romans 10 and 14, how then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed?
Right.
And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard?
Right.
And how shall they hear without a preacher?
How can you hear without a preacher? Chris Angel will fast 80 days, but that don't mean nothing, man. Because you gotta hear through a preacher, and you gotta hear the truth through certain men.
Let me ask you a question.
What's your question?
If Christ,
What's his name?
hold on. He has a new name.
Get it, Proverbs 30. Listen to this. We're going back to the Old Testament.
Before you question.
But why you
Before you
going back
question,
to the Old
I'm
Testament?
gonna let you answer. I'm gonna let you
The
ask.
book of Revelation is saying that he has a new name. Why you going back?
Yeah, I know.
Refresh.
Yeah, we're not gonna go into that. That's too much for him.
That's lesson
too
2.
much. Go.
Yeah.
Brother, that's what I wanted to tell you.
This is
The
Proverbs.
way you find Christ is fasting.
Okay.
There is no other way.
We fast.
There
We
is
fast.
only
How
one
about that?
way.
We all fast. All of us eat fast.
Christ is the way.
Hey,
For
listen.
how many days he fast?
We all fast.
40 days.
Well, you go fast 40 days without
when
water,
Christ
without
said-
food, and
when
come back.
Christ-
See what
40
happens.
days later.
You won't
Read
come
this,
back.
man.
When Christ said,
We about to go back.
This
to
is
Revelation.
Proverbs chapter 30, verse 4.
brother, when Christ said, what is the
Who
first
hath
thing
ascended
that
up
Christ
into
said?
heaven,
Uh-huh.
or descended?
Yep.
Who hath gathered the wind in his fist? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? And what is his son's name, if thou canst tell?
What is his name and what does his son say? If thou can tell. Meaning that the men of the Lord, the prophets, get Amos 3:7 now, are going to know
I see what you mean.
the name. It's not what I mean, it's what the
name
Bible
of-
says.
The name of Christ is Emmanuel.
Yeah, but his name, he wasn't English. Was he from Britain?
That means God's with us.
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel was
Why
not
is
his
the name
name.
of God?
That's a meaning.
I can't give you that.
Why not?
I'll tell you, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. How about that?
That's the name.
YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI.
That's the name.
That's the name.
See, it's not for you.
Brother,
Yeah.
The name of God is El.
All right, whatever.
All right.
Let's go back to Revelation.
The old Hebrew.
And with that-
Hey, you Puerto Rican.
Okay, go ahead.
You Puerto Rican. The old Hebrew is like a Spanish.
I'm an Israelite.
This is Amos. This is the book of Amos.
Look,
Chapter-
Daniel.
Book of Amos, chapter 3,
Ezekiel.
verse 7. It reads,
Yeah, he ain't gonna get it.
Samuel.
surely,
Get it, we moving
Okay.
on, bro.
it says, surely
everything
the Lord,
is El.
Yahawah
Israel.
Shai, will do nothing.
Everything is ends with El.
But
The Lord said he shall surely do nothing.
Yep.
Lord ain't coming down to sup with you personally. Go ahead.
he
what do you say?
he
What do you say?
revealeth
Sup with
his
what?
secret unto
What did you
his
say?
servants, the prophets.
He revealeth his secrets to the servants, his prophets.
What did you say?
And
You
that's
said-
why we can go into Revelation. All right? That's
say
why we can
some.
go into the book of Daniel. We can go into these breakdowns. We can go into the deep, dark sayings of the scriptures. Because what? We're the prophets of the Lord. We're the servants. Humbly saying that, but that's what the reality of this thing is. And the spirit is
Prove it.
making it
Yeah.
making it known.
Yeah.
Like Kanye said, you ain't got the answers, Sway.
Okay, look.
So let's go back. Now we're going to go back to Revelation chapter 6. And let's see if those 31 days of fasting help you out with this.
14, 11, 12.
This is
Let me
Revelation
show you something.
chapter 6 and verse 8. And I looked, and behold,
You at 8?
a pale horse, and his name that shone on him was Death, and hell followed with him.
So what does that mean? Exactly. So it'd be
Behoove you.
behoove you.
You know what
listen.
the horses are, right?
You tell me.
The white horse. What is the
You tell me. You did 31 days of fasting.
division
You
in
tell me.
peace?
You're right. You're right. But who is that pale horse or the white horse? Who's the white
No,
horse?
it's a spirit. It's a spirit.
Spirit of who?
It's sent forth by Christ.
All right. Well, we're gonna continue
Look,
with our
the
lesson.
White House
continue with our
is
lesson.
division and peace.
We're gonna continue with our lesson.
And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth.
Yeah, and that's talking about the times that we're coming into, man. See, because it's gonna come a time when there's gonna be martial law troops out here, people getting gunned down in the streets. All right, famine, World War III, nuclear weapons. All right, your neighbor is gonna be coming after you for a slice of bread. This is what the pale horse is talking about. All right, it's not talking about all fun and games. This is some kind of joke, or if it bugs you out, it bugs
Debate.
you out.
Yeah, debate.
Yeah, this is not about debate. We're here to teach. We know the breakdowns, like the brother read in Amos 3 and 7.
Can you get Revelation 14?
You can get it. You get it off your phone.
Listen, we'll get there if you allow us to, if you just sit there, and we'll see how the spirit goes. Right now we're in Revelation 6. All right, if you don't want to listen to what we got to say, you can easily walk up the street. Because we're not up here. It's too late in the game for this, man. We try to have some compassion with you, and now you just keep running your mouth. You either listen or you get up the block. Go ahead. Because this is the time we're talking about the pale horse, man. All right, get on a second Ezra 15, man. Get second Ezra 15. Jake thinks this is a damn joke, man. Jake thinks this is a joke, man.
From the top?
Yeah, go from the top.
All right,
man.
Khan, this is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people.
And that's what we're doing. We're speaking in the ears of our people, man. All right, you can either listen or not. All right, the Lord told us whether they hear or they forbear. Go ahead.
The words of prophecy.
The words of prophecy. If you're not coming according to the words of prophecy, we don't want to hear it, man. What's the spirit of YAHAWASHI, man? The spirit of the Messiah, man. The spirit of prophecy, man. Not about roosters and all that nonsense, man. Go ahead.
I will put in thy mouth, saith YAHAWASHI,
Hey, are you pissed off with me?
and cause them to be
I'm
written
not pissed off.
in paper,
I'm passionate. Go ahead.
for they are faithful and true.
Yeah, these words are faithful and true. The words of the Heavenly Father are faithful and true. All right? And we wholeheartedly believe them. Go ahead.
Khan, verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee.
That's right, man. So we don't care if people don't believe it. Get Romans 3 and 3, Baba Shaw.
Yep.
We don't care if people believe us, what we're saying out here. But we're trying to wake up our people of who they are. We're trying to tell you that America's going to be destroyed with nuclear missiles. There's going to be death on these streets on a level never seen before. The time of Jacob's trouble is talking about a time that's never been seen on this earth, man. And look at all the atrocities that's taking place on this earth. They've been horrendous. So imagine what the Lord got coming in the last days, man. So you either believe us or don't. We're not going to lose sleep over it. Get that?
Romans chapter 3 verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect?
Yeah, so what if someone does not believe, man? You know, we're not up here for what you say last night about the questions, the questionnaires. What's your favorite car? We don't care. Look, we all got stories. We're not out here for our own personal stories. We're out here to tell you what the Bible got to say. If you want to listen, cool. Sit there and be quiet. If not, man, keep it moving. Too late in the game we're not playing ping pong with people, man. You either get it or don't. Like the apostle say, if a nigga can't get it, we moving on, man. Whether you're Chinese, black, whatever, however the hell you look like. If you can't understand what we're saying and you don't want to shut the hell up, then keep it moving, man. There's a bar over there. There's a whole stadium over there, and there's all kind of shit you can do around
Women
here,
all around. Yeah. Finish that up. Finish that off.
Romans?
Yeah. The next verse.
Verse 4. God forbid, yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar.
Yeah, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, man. I don't care about how many chickens you slept next to 31 days fasting, which that was probably, I mean, I wasn't there with him, so I can't say he's lying about it, but, man, let somebody try 31 days of fasting.
Yeah.
I don't know what he considers fasting is, but come on, man. We don't care. First of all, what are you trying to glory about 31 days of fasting? That's irrelevant. You didn't learn nothing during that, and it's talking about roosters and all that nonsense in Key West.
And also, that's why the scriptures say, study to show thyself approved, because that goes for us as well. You watching these videos and you coming out to the camps, you're supposed to take what we say as a lie, man. Go out and do your own research, because ultimately, if this be of the Most High, you're going to find out for it to be true.
Yep.
All right?
And if it be a man, it'll come to naught. We've been out here for a long time, man.
Long enough, baby.
All right, that was it on that? Yep. Okay, go back.
Second Ezra's? Drop Amos?
Yeah, you can drop Amos.
All right.
Yeah, keep
reading on that?
Yeah, keep reading on that. We go back to Revelation.
All right. I'll start from verse 3 again, through the Spirit. Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 3. And it reads, "Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee."
Yeah, so if you speak against this word, really you speak against us, you're speaking against YAHAWASHI. You're speaking against YAHAWASHI, and ultimately you're speaking against Yahweh, man. So you can either get it or not. All right? It said, let it not trouble thee, man. I don't feel no type of way because a nigga don't understand what I'm trying to tell him. I'm trying to tell you that we are the lost tribes of Israel, and you're talking about chickens and roosters, man. Trying to profess your own knowledge. That's how you become fool, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. Stop. Verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Yeah, all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, man. So guess what? If you don't believe it, you're gonna die not believing it.
Yep.
Until them nuclear missiles is about to drop on you. All right. When you see them chariots in the sky and people getting butchered in the streets, then you might understand.
Some people are gonna start believing when it's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you should have got it when you should have listened.
And that's really not belief.
Con, no
That's
faith.
not belief, man.
It's not faith.
Hey, because seeing, Esau like to say, seeing is believing. Yeah, even though YAHAWASHI did say unto Thomas, you know, blessed are they that believe and have not seen. But what? He was an actual sincere man. All right, he was a faithful man. And just in that situation, he lacked faith, but he wasn't unfaithful.
He was raised up, man.
Yeah, he was raised up, man. Yeah, exactly. He was still part of the 12.
Yep.
The Lord didn't cast him off. But if a nigga can't get it, man, to hell with him. I'm not sit here for an hour trying to debate, and he just want to keep talking.
Hey, if I may add this to the Spirit, when we speak to the people, even in our in our personal life, all right, the things we go through in our job. When we speak to the people, we're planting seeds, man. All right, because all of us, even all us brothers up here, we came into the understanding by the seed being planted, and the Most High gave us the increase, and that's why we started to operate off of this thing, man. It wasn't just sitting on our ass. We actually grew, and that growth come through YAHAWASHI, man. You see? Because when we out here speaking, we're planting seeds in the ears of the people, whether they want to believe it or not. But guess what? This day is going to come up upon them. It's going to come, and when it come, Lord's will, they've been doing what they had supposed to do when we planted that seed.
Lord willing for them.
Because at the end of the day, we did our work. That's our labor. That's why we go out, man. So I just wanted to say that through the Spirit. I've been meditating for a minute, not to get off topic, Slocky, brother. I just wanted to speak because even that, we're planting seeds, man. This is the work of the Lord.
Stony ground.
Yeah.
And we're not. Yeah. We tell you, we'll deal with you if you want to listen. If not, then, come on, man.
YAHAWASHI is going to increase you, man, to keep coming out. The fear is going to be on you. The fear of YAHAWASHI is going to be on you to keep coming out, man.
Yep.
It shouldn't take for that last day for thousands of people to come up. But unfortunately, according to prophecy, thousands upon thousands of people going, what? Because we're planting seeds. We planting seeds out here, man. The Lord doing the watering. And guess what? For a lot of years, it's been a lot of unfruitful, man. You know, just withered away.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's coming a time where faith is going to flourish, man. That's the times where we're coming into great fruit. So what? The Lord is not unrighteous to forget your works, man. I just want to say that through the Spirit, you know?
Beautiful. Your paw.
The scriptures tell you not to be concerned with the wicked, man. If a nigga don't want to understand or even listen, man, then whatever, man.
That's why we're starting to
wrong.
speak in these codes and stuff now. Now we're starting to give out less information.
And if you don't agree with it, then you don't have to be part of this fold. Simple as that. You ain't got to be part of Great Millstone. Simple as that.
Drive around your car and scoff out the window.
Hey, you get to do drive-by scoffing. Go back to that Revelation 6.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High. Salakia. Revelation 6, verse 9. Revelation 6, verse 9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High, and for the testimony of which they held.
Yeah, and the first one to get slain was James, the brother of John, man. For the testimony of the most, or for the for the word of the Most High and the testimony of Yahawashi, because the prophets, they died in the ancient world, but who was the first one to get killed? It was James, the brother of John. You know, which is in Acts chapter 12. Go ahead. 12:1.
And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
That's right, man. So the Lord, ultimately, he's going to avenge the blood of them that dwell on the earth. Some other heathens. Get Revelation 14:3. Or 13. 14 and 13. Yeah, man. Read that again, Babasha.
And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Yahawah, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
That's right, man. So the angels, or not the angels, the ones that have been killed for this word, man, beginning with the prophets of old, all right, and all the times they've come back after sins, every time they die, they crying out to the Lord, man, asking the Lord, how long, man, how long you gonna let this go on? All right.
Hey, if I can say, ultimately, we right now in Ezekiel 9:4, man, on the highways and the byways sign and crying for all the crap that we got to go through out here, man.
Yeah, crying
all the oppression we got to go through, man. Hey, man, you don't think the Most High hear our cries, man, when we crying out to him day in and day out about this oppression, man? All right, the Most High is tired of hearing them cries of his children out there, man. Father, please come save us. Father, please come deliver us from this devil, man. All right, so ultimately the Most High is going to hear our cries and he's going to act on it, man.
There's certain brothers that have already passed on in this truth. Abba Bibbins, King Mashah, even some young brothers in this truth.
Oh yeah.
The brother from Chicago.
Plenty brothers.
I believe there was a brother from DC that he passed on, or he went to sleep, so to say.
Con.
You know. So read that again, Baba Shah, and then get that.
Verse 10, and they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Yahawah, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
Yep. So go ahead and get that now.
Con. This is Revelation chapter 14, verse Baba Kasalim.
13. Oh, yeah, you started.
12. Yeah,
Hey, before you read that, if that man would have stayed and listened, that was the verse that he basically called. Yeah. He called 14 and 10.
That's why I said if the Spirit allow, it'll come out later. But since everybody want things to go according to them instead of let the Spirit do what it do, that's what happens, man. You walk up down the street and you get condemned.
Now you could have got the understanding of that, but now, too late. Now you're going to die.
Yeah. You see, because I didn't know that was going to come out.
Yeah.
It came out through the Spirit.
See it?
But see, some people will be like, see, why are you talking like that? Well, hey, because it's the Spirit talking to us. I didn't plan this. None of these brothers up here sat up at home.
Call this Cuban guy.
Hey, man. Yeah, come on, man. It's all through the Spirit, man. If you can, that's why we read Amos 3 and 7. This is a secret. That's why it was not. That's why the Lord didn't allow it to come out when He was here. Because that would have been a pearl before the swine, man.
Yep.
That dude was a filthy abomination in the sight of the Lord, man.
That's
he thought
right.
he knew something when he don't. Go ahead.
Con. And when opportunity for him to be humble, he loathed at it, man.
The scriptures say, except the man humble himself as a child, he can't enter into the kingdom. So he couldn't enter.
Yeah.
Because the scriptures say the kingdom of heaven is within us. So you could have been able to, you know, enter into the knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like that. But
just had to be
you
in
didn't humble yourself, you know.
Just waited. You know?
Listen, you know.
Because that's crazy. I didn't even think, I forgot he even called that scripture, but look.
10-11.
Yeah,
He called
yeah.
10-11. We could have easily
10,
stopped.
11? I thought he said 14-11.
No, I'm sorry. You called 14, 10, and 11.
So, yeah, there you
I
go.
saw him being tormented, and that's the scripture.
Oh, okay.
The torment scripture.
Smoking brimstone,
Yep.
that's what he's talking about.
We could have got it for him, but hey, too late. It's all about your luck.
You could have just waited two precepts we read in Revelation 6.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Yeah. But hey, that's what happens. What the scripture say, woe unto you that have lost patience, man. He didn't have the patience to sit here and listen because he's looking at us as we're just young men that don't know a damn thing. But really, the Lord has ordained us, man. And we humbly saying that, the Lord set us up, man. That's why you walking around aimlessly, man. And we here right here with Bible signs, you know, the books on secular history.
Look at this. Come on.
Yeah, cut. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 14, verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High in the faith of YAHAWASHI. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord.
Blessed are the dead that which die in the Lord. Like we just read in Revelation chapter 6. All right, about the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High and for the testimony which they held. What's the testimony, man? The testimony of YAHAWASHI, man. All right, go ahead.
God, it says, right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord. Yep. From henceforth, yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors and their works do follow them.
Yeah, because what? When you die, so to say, you're resting, you're sleeping. But your work's still gonna follow you, man. You're still gonna be rewarded for what you did after you die. You know, like to say you die as a martyr on this side. Guess what? You're still gonna be rewarded. Yeah, exactly. Your treasures are being laid up in heaven. They don't die with you like these Egyptians think. You know, they try to get buried with their gold, and then the motherfuckers come in there and bust the coffin open and take it.
Hey, if I can say this, the scripture say the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets. So I mean, let's say the prophets beforehand they died, their work still followed. They still here today doing the same thing they've been doing from back in the days, man.
Laying up the same treasures in heaven.
Same thing, man. They just continuing on.
Spiritual 401k is popping.
144K.
Excuse me, Salakia.
You know, we got better perks.
Yes, indeed. Go ahead, Akim.
Yeah, hey, brother.
There we're going back into Revelations. Their words do follow. This is Hebrews chapter 6, verse 10. For the Most High, I'm going to start verse 9 through the Spirit. But beloved, we are persuaded better things of you in things that accompany salvation. Though we thus speak, for YAHAWAH is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. No? Kind. Hey, so through the Spirit, the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work. This labor is not a labor of vanity, man. All right, this is a labor of gain. You got.
Finish off.
Yeah, it's like. Finish off with yeah. This labor is a labor of gain, man. All right, when we out here speaking, we're confirming souls, man. Everybody can't do this, man. The Most High is not unrighteous to forget that you presented your body as a living sacrifice, man. Right. To stand up for the truth. Here it is. Everybody love God and believe in God.
But, 31 days.
Right, but where your doers of the word and not hearers only at? Where your work's at, baby?
Word.
Because if you really believe, you gonna have that work to it, man.
You gonna apply it. Because you can read this thing till you turn purple.
Yep.
But what are you doing about it? Yeah, like the brother just quoted. Be ye not hearers of the words only, but doers also, man. What's say? Deceiving yourselves.
Yeah, man.
If he read this and he was really persuaded, he would have been out here with us doing this, or doing it on his own block.
Listening.
Yeah.
Humble. Just say, humble thyself in the sight of the Lord, and he shall exalt you in due time. You don't get exalted because you read the Bible back and forth. That's why the Lord set us up. Cause you read it back and forth and you ain't hit prophecy.
Hour and 44 minutes.
Yeah, you ain't hitting prophecy though, man. All right? The scripture say the apostles are sent forth last, man. All right? But through the Spirit, I just want to say, man, the Lord, this is a labor of gaining souls, man. This is not a labor of vanity, man. And brothers got to get out of that spirit. That's the spirit, like I feel it right now. Like the Lord coming, like, bro, the Lord coming through, bro.
Ultimately, this isn't for the masses, man. This ain't for everybody.
We gaining souls, man. No?
Righteous souls.
Yeah, righteous souls. That's right. That's why the scripture say, and so abundant shall be ministered unto you abundantly. All right? In the everlasting kingdom. Because what? You have ministered, man. This is a ministry we doing with our life. We are putting more time into the spirit than in the flesh, man. This is something masses can't do. Everybody wasn't given this opportunity and this blessing. This is a price. This is very precious. And like I said, brothers gonna see the preciousness and the value of this truth in these last days, man. Because faith gonna flourish, man. Everybody gonna want answers in the time we're coming into, man. And guess what? They're not gonna get them. Because we out here right now. And a lot of you have refused. Loathe that liberty. Well, guess what? We're coming into a time where you're gonna want answers in comfort. And it's not gonna be there. We're gonna be swiftly in the spirit. We're gonna be nasty in the spirit, man. All right? Hey, the men of the Lord got fruit coming to them, man.
15%.
All right? Faith. You're going to see the reward of your faith in the times we're coming into, man. You know, hey, through the spirit. Hey, Salaki, somebody want to... Yeah, Baba Kasha. Hey, the spirit just switched up nasty. Somebody get Isaiah 65 and 13. Come on, Baba Kasha. Salaki. Isaiah 65 and 13.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65.
Yeah, kind of real quick before you read that, because we getting ready to see ultimate balance in these times. Get Proverbs 11. We getting ready to see ultimate balance. Yeah, man, with the prophets out here, man, you best believe when we out here speaking, all right, we gonna condemn, and we gonna tell you about destruction. That's what the prophets do. Somebody get Jeremiah 28 and 8. Yeah. Hold that on deck too. All right? Because when we out here, all right, we showing you how balanced the YAHAWASHI is. All right? We done went through all this hell. And Micah 7 and 9, it says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord, because I have sinned against me, until he plead my cause and bring me to the light. That light is the knowledge. This is that balance. This is the time of the balance, man. Ain't no more suffering after this. The men of the Lord, the prophets, our reward is coming. Whether we live for the Lord. Whether we die for the Lord. Guess what? All the memories of the prophets being put to death, that's being ceased. The Lord is getting ready to show that ultimate balance. In the midst of destruction, the midst of mercy is going to be presented unto men. Men of the Lord, that is. And that's the vision. That's why we seers. Because we can see that. When brothers call on the name of YAHAWASHI in that time of their tribulation, guess what? He's going to show up. Guaranteed, if you believe. Because he always did it for our forefathers. All right? What you got? All right, what you got, brother?
Isaiah 65 and what verse?
Yeah, bring that out first, brother.
65 and 13?
Yep.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 13.
Yep.
Therefore, thus saith YAHWAH, behold, my servants shall eat, but you shall be hungry.
Yeah, come, my servants shall eat. We're coming into a time where eating is not going to be available, man. It's failed miserably. Hey, that's his spirit. Failed. TKO. And what's his name? Ruiz? Yeah, Ruiz. Ultimate come up is coming in these last days. Undercard, bitch. A wild card getting ready to be thrown at America, man. Upset. Upset is getting ready to be thrown to American youth. And the beauty, that's going back to that balance, baby. The beauty of this is that you can't see it. Yeah. The spirit, the spirit. Fuck it, go ahead.
It's Isaiah chapter 65. 5, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh power. Behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but you shall be thirsty.
Yeah, come. We're coming into a time where ain't gonna be all this availability, man.
Job 5:19.
You're gonna be hungry. Job 5:19. That's right. You're gonna be hungry and thirsty in that time, and destruction is gonna be presented unto you. Go ahead.
It says, behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
Yeah, come. We're gonna rejoice because destruction is everything we're craving for. When you eating the meat first, we eating the vegetables first, man, and that's going through the suffering. The meat is when shit really hit. We're gonna rejoice, man. You're like, damn, bitch, I've been waiting this whole time. I've been ready for this. To get the fuck out of here. Go ahead.
Behold, my servants shall sing for joy.
Yeah, sing for joy. Joy of what? Redemption. Redemption is coming to the nation of Israel, chiefly the elect. And that's what's going on. As judgment is presented, mercy is presented as well. Yeah. That's why you have the men of the Lord raised up in these last days, man. He's sleeping. Go ahead.
It says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart.
Yep.
But you shall cry of sorrow of heart.
Yeah, cry of sorrow of heart. Why? Because we're out here teaching right now. When the opportunity was granted unto you, you loathed at it. Mercy is being presented unto the masses of the people, the whole world. For the fear of the Lord. And his fear has always been forsaken. But the elect was going to get it, and the rest were blinded. Romans 11:7. Go ahead.
It says, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart.
Yeah, trials and tribulations is coming to America. All right, your bishop ain't gonna tell you that. All right, but according to prophecy, they were going to have this. They was going to have it. Okay, they was going to have it in this time. But then the prophets who were sent for a laugh was going to get the truth. St. Matthew 13:11. All right, this is the mystery that you people cannot understand and comprehend with, man. All right, this is the future. This is prophecy, 2 Ezra 6:9, being presented right before you. The end of Esau and the beginning of it, they follow it. Beginning with the prophets, beginning with the 144,000, because they were in the beginning. That's why they in the end, so that they can get that slot being in the beginning. See? You got something?
Yeah. So Luke chapter 6 and verse 25. Woe unto you that are full.
Yeah, come. You people are full. Why? Because you eat the delicacies of America and its system. Go ahead.
For ye shall hunger.
Right, you're going to hunger for the truth. This word is going to be silenced. Go ahead.
Woe unto you that laugh now.
Yeah, right. You people are laughing. You in great mirth in America. Everybody worried about how many points Stephen putting up. How LeBron going to do next season. Okay? Laughing because you just got a raise. Go ahead.
For ye shall weep and for ye shall mourn and weep.
Right, we're coming into some mourning and weepful times. Scripture say the time of Jacob's trouble, but he elect shall be saved out of it, man. And that's gonna be us, scarcely. Not all y'all, but the elect. That's the remnant. That's why the spirit was so heavy on Apostle Rumlock to say, get it while you can, baby. All right? This is the time to be getting this truth.
Get that oil.
Get that oil, baby, because it's coming a time where you're going to be seeking for it. This is prophecy that YAHAWASHI spoke about 2,000 years ago when he gave a parable of the 5 wise virgins, baby. Come on. Y'all thought y'all people been sleeping on the Lord like he ain't just. Come on, my man's died for the whole nation of Israel. You think my man's life is just nothing but vanity? The scripture says the Lord hath not been raised up, then our faith is made void. And I'm out here on faith. Tweaking.
Terry, wait for it, you know, because that's what's wrong with our people, man.
Yep.
Because they don't see these things readily coming to pass, man. You tell them, hey, the Lord's gonna return, man.
Instead of
Lord ain't here by next
11.
Wednesday. I got shit to do, man.
Yep.
I got this world to go get back into, man. I can't sit out here and endure this long, man. But what, man? Ultimately, you gonna be still vexed, man. The whole creation going together, man. So what? You might as well wait up under this comfort, man.
If I may add, brother, but you ain't suffering because the Lord, because the Lord did something against you. No, the scripture say, I will bear the indignation.
Yeah.
You going through the persecutions, man, and the trials and tribulations of YAHAWASHI because you sinned against him. But His mercy was going to bring you to the light. Go ahead. Where we at?
I was going on that in that Isaiah.
Yeah, real quick.
You got these people who just take the YAHAWASHI what he did for no account. Yep. This is in Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 29. Well, I'll start at verse 28. It says, "He that despises Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. Of how much sore punishment suppose ye shall he be thought worthy, who hath trodden underfoot the Son of the Most High, and hath counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified an unholy thing, and hath done despite unto the Spirit of grace."
So they made a comparison between, dying under the law of Moses, and then, those that despise the law, they perish. So what more, the sacrifice that Yahawashi made? You know what I mean? You despise that, like, yeah, it's gonna be bad, man. As the scriptures say, there are things worse than death, man. There's things worse than death, man. The scriptures say, man shall seek death and he ain't gonna find it, man. People think just dying, like, that's the worst. No. What it say? Everlasting torments. That's suffering. That's a lot worse than just.
Braden said that. Remember at the end of the MKX? He said it's a shunno.
That was a precept, brother.
And they said that on Little Nicky. He said, "You shall dwell in everlasting torments and slavery for 1,000 years." He said it to the so-called white man. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful precept.
Where we at?
Yeah, where's that something?
No, I had that Isaiah, but actually I got somebody quoted that I'll bear the indignation because I've sinned.
Oh, yeah.
This,
No, go ahead.
All right, this is Micah chapter 7, verse 9. "I will bear the indignation of Yahawah because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness."
Yep.
Hey, so going into... Go ahead, brother.
Real quick, Baba I say something on it, you can speak on it.
Go ahead, brother.
Read it one more time, through the Spirit.
Micah 7 and 9. "I will bear the indignation of Yahawah because I have sinned against him."
Because we've sinned. We went off. The whole nation is sick. The whole nation of Israel is sick. All right? Hey, the scripture saying Jeremiah, what's that, Jeremiah 2? What iniquity have your forefathers found in me? Hey, the scriptures say the Lord is judged in the midst thereof. The Heavenly Father don't go off. That's why we read in Micah the 7th chapter. This is mercy. It was a set time in all of our lives that's in Great Millstone, Melon Valley, DTA, out there on your own, woken up to the truth, believing YAHAWASHI, sincerity and truth. It was a set time for you, for this light to be revealed unto you, man. In your personal life, whatever you went through. We all went through it. And that good fruit, in that seed that the Most High gave the water to get that increase, he was going to grow. And that's why we out here, 30 plus years on down, man. Okay? Since the elders, man. All right? And they elders. All right? This is an implantment of righteousness here going on, man. All right? Go ahead.
That was it on that mic.
That was the one?
Yeah, next one it says, next one is my enemy.
All right, go on. Go ahead. No, grab that.
Jeremiah 28, verse 8. "The prophet that have been before me."
Jeremiah 28:8. No. It's really through the Spirit. I'm just going through the Spirit. Whatever the Most High put on my spirit, I'm going to speak and prophesy. All right? So, grab that real quick.
Jeremiah 28:8. "The prophets that have been before me and before the old prophets prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence."
So, anytime the prophets came on the scene, they prophesied. Matter of fact, somebody get Amos 9 and 8.
Damn, lucky.
Anytime the prophets was on the scene, all right, what? They prophesied concerning the judgment that was going to come. All right. Somebody want to get that? Word searching real quick for me. Hebrew. And 4 times they were called seers. Before they were prophets, they were seers.
It's Chronicles.
First, yeah. Real quick through the Spirit. Yep. You know what I'm talking about? All right. right? Because before we were called prophets, we were seers, man. So anytime we came on the scene, we was to tell you the destruction.
Vision.
Yep.
The whole vision.
Yep.
The Lord came to me in the night.
Yep. Done. All right, and the vision is set for America, man. Destruction. All right. In the elect, receiving salvation.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know where.
I think it's 1 Samuel 10 and 10 or something like that. It's the seer.
I got something in 2 Kings 17 and 13. It's, I don't think it's political, but everything goes to the same point. It says 2 Kings 17 and 13. It says, "Yet Yahawah testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, Turn ye from your evil ways and keep my commandments and my statutes according to all the law which I command your fathers, which I sent to you by my servants, the prophets."
Yep. And that's hey, brother, that's it right there. That's why we're here, because our nation have for a long time going back into the split of Jeroboam and Rehoboam. And you go into the northern and the southern kingdom splitting, right? All right.
This is 2 Kings chapter 17 and verse 13.
All right. So pretty much through the spirit, anytime the prophets came on the scene, it was, hey, what you say? Comest thou peaceably?
Oh, that was Saul or Samuel.
Hey, so anytime the prophets came on the scene, that's why I wanted you to hold that Jeremiah 28 and 8. The prophets of people, because when we're on the scene, this is the end of that wicked kingdom, man.
Yeah, the apostles last.
The apostles last. That's why when Nebuchadnezzar, he couldn't get that dream interpreted, he had to go get Daniel, who was a prophet, who was a seer. And he told him what? He told him in the beginning. He told him, concerning the kingdom. Are we not in take the kingdom? No. World War III, baby. Yahawah is a man of hosts. All right? Yahawah is a power of hosts. Go ahead.
That was it. I'm looking for that other.
Okay, go ahead and cut that up.
It's Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord.
Amos 9 and 8. Y'all brothers got it? All right, go ahead.
It's Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahawah are upon the sinful kingdom.
The sinful kingdom.
And I will destroy it from off the face of the earth.
Yep.
Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord.
Yep. Behold, the eyes of Yahawah upon the sinful kingdom, man. Israel. Somebody get Amos 3. Yeah, hold that. First verse.
3 and 1?
Yeah.
It's Amos 3 verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Right, therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities. So when the Lord said that sinful kingdom, who is that sinful kingdom? Who went off? Of course it's talking about Babylon the Great here. But the scriptures say in 1 John 3 and 4, sin is a transgression of law. So we are those that have borne the indignation because what? We went off. Constantly. We're going off every day. You trying to keep the law, you trying to justify yourself for the law, and grace is not abounding. No?
Yeah, I found that comes out.
Yep,
this is 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 4, just to get to the point. And Samuel did that which Yahawah spake, and came to Bethlehem. And the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, Comest thou peaceably?
Yeah, come. Yeah, so that's what the people say there right now, man.
Yeah.
What's the good message? What's the good news?
Yeah.
The good news is that this is the last time the nation of Israel will be in captivity. I think it was Jeremiah, Ezekiel said, is he a homeborn slave? No. This the last time we're going to be in captivity. That's the good news, man. We're going to have rest for our labors, all the prophets. Everybody going to get their reward. YAHAWASHI going to have his kingdom on heaven, his kingdom in heaven on earth. The will of the Heavenly Father that's done in the heavens will be on earth.
I got you. Yeah, I got something?
Yeah, we just spoke with the Spirit.
Earlier. Isaiah 54, verse 7. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee.
For a small moment. That small moment was everything that we have been through, all the captivity. All the, because the Scripture said a day to the Most High is 1,000 years, right? The Scripture said a day to the Most High is 1,000 years. So when he said for a small moment, a small moment? God damn, what about the Assyrian captivity, Babylonian captivity, the Roman captivity? Okay? All right? And so forth and so on, man. All right? To the captivity to the day. Are you not in captivity? Is Jacob a homeborn slave? This is a new. God, go ahead. This is real quick for you read that. This is a little wrath. Okay? This is a little wrath. Right? Go ahead.
It's Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 13 and 14. 13 through 15. For my people have committed two evils. It's Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 13. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 13. For my people have committed two evils, for they have forsaken me, the fountain of living water, and have hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?
If I may say real quick, waters, our body, consists of what, 70% water? We need water every day. The scriptures say Jacob have forsaken the fountains of living waters. We constantly been going off, man. We constantly. It should be in your mind, in your spirit. Every day I need YAHAWASHI. We have forsaken the fountain. Read that from the top again, Baba Kashak, the spirit.
This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 13. Yep. For my people have committed two evils.
Real quick. So this is evil. This is evil in the sight of your father. Imagine your daddy getting on your ass, man. In a time of trouble,
If I can speak on it, man, like how you feeling, man, I felt the same way when I read this. It says, you have forsaken me, you have forsaken the fountains of living water and hewed out cisterns that can't hold water. A cistern is like, it's a cup. Basically like a cup, yeah, or what they have, back in the days, caves, they would reserve water, have a water reserve, all right? Now, on the planet Earth, we're supposed to have natural running water, man. But you have these damn water treatment plants, you got to put the chemicals in there, you got to treat all the water, you get bacteria in there. Why? The Most High gave you running natural waters with running minerals and everything in there. It was living water. But wait, yeah, but going deeper than that, it's like you forsaking the living power. You didn't need to sit here and put no additives to the Most High. You didn't have to add him with anything else, man. You had it was just flowing. All you had to do was, he leads me by the still waters. When you thirsty, put your head down and just drink, man. The water ain't flowing all extra hard. You don't get swooped up in it. You don't got to clean the water. Put your head down there and drink. Same likewise with the Most High. When you need something, just ask me for it, man. But no, our people want to go out to these heathen and go to these other gods and stuff. You got to jump through all these different damn loops just to go back to the Most High anyway. All right, so that's what the Most High says. Like, my people are fucked up. Here I am the one power. Everybody else got to go through loops to get to me. I'm only fucking with you directly, but yet and still,
Yeah, go ahead, keep talking.
But yet and still, you want to go to these heathen who got to go to a different person to go through. It's like, I'm the plug, I'm the main drug dealer, and you got a direct to me. But you want to go over to the other dude and keep getting taxed. Like, what kind of shit is this? All right? So let me just read this one more time. Jeremiah 2 and 13. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and have hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Yeah, you doing all this extra work and everything. Get some fresh water and everything. The Most High gave you living waters, man. Regular rivers and stuff like that. You don't even got to treat it. It sits there and it go through its own filtration systems and things like that. You just go over there and drink it. But now we got to have water treatment plants. Now you got contaminated water and so on and so forth. This is twofold to like the Most High, man. You had the ultimate power, a direct link to it. But now you want to go out to these other nations, these other heathens, and bow down to their gods, which are no gods anyway.
Yeah, it might have got deleted.
All right.
Yeah, probably got deleted.
Second Kings 17:6. In the 9th year of Yehoshua, the king of Azra took Samurai and carried Israel away into Azra and placed them in the harbor by the river of Gozan and the cities of Medes. For so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt, from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods.
Constantly going off. Go ahead.
And walked in statues of heathens, whom the Lord had cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel which they had made.
Keep going.
And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord, their God.
Going back to that.
And they built them high places.
Constantly worshiping these false gods. Go ahead.
And in all their cities, from the tower of the watchmen to the fenced cities. And they set them up images and groves.
That's the point. They set up what?
Images and groves.
Images and groves. Constantly going off, man. Think constantly was going on. Go ahead.
And every high hill.
Worshiping false idols, man. All right, go ahead.
Under every green tree. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathens whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke the Lord's anger.
Go ahead.
For they served idols, wherefore the Lord had said unto them.
That's they serve idols. Constantly serving idols, man. Idolatry. Going off. You know? That's it on that.
I got one to back you up on that. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 24, start at verse 14.
Go ahead, up.
Right after Deuteronomy. This is Joshua, chapter 24, verse 14. Now therefore, fear Yahawah and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood in Egypt, and serve ye Yahawah. And if it seem evil unto you to serve Yahawah, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that was on the other side of the floods, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But for me and my house, we will serve Yahawah. All right, and speaking on that, it's just like what the brothers were going into and reading over here, man. All right, going back to that precept I brought out in Jeremiah, hey, man, they forsaken the living waters, and they hewed out these cisterns, right? You had a living power, a living God. You had the God that went to the land of Canaan and destroyed all those damn heathen and put you into their land, but you want to go and do the same thing that they was doing, all right? It's like you renting an apartment and you getting evicted out of your apartment for selling crack, or the person before you getting evicted out of the apartment for selling crack. You want to move in the apartment and sell crack too. You don't realize you got that apartment because somebody else got evicted. All right, so you don't want to go do the same thing that they was doing. All right, but this is a cycle our people keep doing, man. Follow after the heathen, follow after their idols, and then wonder why we be in this fucked up position, man. That was it on that. Go ahead, brother.
All right, we give all praise to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWAH, Kadash. And as we all know, we understand Revelation 19:10. Yep. We live in a time of prophecy, and right now prophecy is being fulfilled as we speak. Okay? The word before, the mystery that's been hidden from the beginning of the world is now coming to pass. Can you give me Colossians 1:26, All right, you got that all? Yep. Are you reading, Brother Michelle?
This is Revelation chapter 19, verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant of thy brethren that had the testimony of YAHAWASHI.
Right, so that's the holy angel talking into John the Revelator, who got a revelation, all right? Matter of fact, can you give me Revelation 10, I think the second and last verse, Brother Michelle? Colossians 1:26. Give me that one more time, Brother Michelle.
Revelation 19, verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of YAHAWASHI, worship the Most High. For the testimony of YAHAWASHI is the spirit of prophecy.
So when you're dealing with the Bible's dealing with the prophecy. You have the Old Testament, the New Testament, you have the Apocrypha. And there are many prophecies written in the Old, New Testament, and the Apocrypha that's going to come to pass while we live in today. But that's what the angel was telling John the Revelator. The spirit of YAHAWASHI is the spirit of prophecy. That's the spirit of a power. I can tell you things that are going to happen prior to it happening. And before that, I'm going to choose you out of the world to preach my word of what's to come, and I'll give you salvation. That's love. And I'm going to die for you to get that. But now the time is coming to pass where these things are being fulfilled, and the prophets are here today. You get that from me, Michelle?
It's Revelation 10, verse 8. And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again and said, Go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel, which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up. It shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
And that's talking about what? The words inside this Bible. So we understand all of the accolades and all of the attributes and things that's going to come with us ministering to the Lord and being descendants from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the sweet part of it. But then the bitter part of it is knowing the tribulation that you got to go through, the afflictions, okay? People becoming your enemies because you preaching the truth and you believe in YAHWAH. Why you think YAHWAH said, know that the world hated him before it hated you? All right? And that's the same afflictions that the prophets that had to go through. You same book you reading, don't you know that some of these men have died for the word? So as you come into this ministry, you understand people are going to hate you because you're going to tell them of the prophecies to come. But that's the spirit that we have to be in. Okay? Because it said the same thing to Ezekiel. It said, make your head like flint. Make your head hard like theirs. All right, go ahead up.
Verse 10. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up. And it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter.
Right.
Verse 11, and he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings.
So that's what the angel was telling John the Revelator. Because John the Revelator, he died on the island Patmos, okay? He died there. So he said, you're gonna prophesy again. Well, you had prophecies that were concealed for almost 1,000 years. More than that. I said 1,000 years, so to say. That was after YAHWAH passed, after 70 AD. You had the Dark Ages. Some things were sealed. Then Satan had to be loose. Going back to that Renaissance. So there's certain things that haven't happened that go to show you that the prophets are here again today. Whether it be John the Revelator or Paul.
1 Corinthians 14:1. Follow after charities and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy.
But rather that we may prophesy. And that's what these churches don't teach these people today. Because they are false prophets. They prophesy of peace. What the scripture said, when they said peace, 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 then comes sudden destruction. So now they won't have no cloak for their sin, because the Lord said, if I had not come, then they have a cloak for their sin. But because I have come, they have no cloak for their sin. How is YAHWAH here? What the Lord said, I speak through the mouth of my prophets. That's why YAHWAH spoke to the wicked scribes and Pharisees. He said, you slain the prophets and laid their bodies by the sepulchres. That's all they doing. TD snakes, let's go take your dollar. Even all these so-called evangelists on these Christian networks. They're false prophets. The real prophets are out here on the highways and byways right now. That's how you make yourself a living sacrifice, not in the confinements of your home. Paul had to go on journeys to send the word out. We can sit inside our house and do videos, but we still obligated to go out to the highways and byways and bring them up to the marriage. That's the whole purpose of us coming out here. So that in that day, we pray that y'all blood, not saying y'all in general, but whoever's blood, whoever they not listening to, that their blood be off our hand. Now we tell you the truth, and you come to the fold. Now your hands on the plow. Don't take it off, or Lord take the spirit off of you. And now Esau never wanted you. Now the Lord ain't dealing with you. Now who you got? You know.
This is Colossians chapter 1, verse 26. Even the mystery which have been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints.
And that's a prime example of how you know John the Revelator is here again today. Because they say you shall prophesy again before many. Matter of fact, it's a part in Revelation when he saw the mystery of Babylon. They said John the Revelator was marveled, and the angel was like, "Why be you marveled? And she shall be destroyed in an hour." Roughly paraphrasing. So that goes to show you that John the Revelator wasn't lit. So like John the Revelator didn't understand what the mystery of Babylon was, which is America today. All right. That was it on that. That's all.
You wanted Revelation, exactly which one? One more guys.
Good job, buddy.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8. It says, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence."
Good. And right now we're speaking about the war and the evil of pestilence that goes to many countries. Because right now you have America that's in a trade war because they're putting tariffs on all these other countries. But little do you know, and they up the prices on these imports, okay, even the exports, that everyday food that you buy inside the store is going to go up in value. But the dollar's being devalued. So right now the prophets are telling you that the mystery of Babylon is going to be destroyed. But not just by thermonuclear fire first, it's going to happen with the economy. All right, because when you go to James, the 5th chapter, it speaks about, it said, how you old rich man? It said your riches, they are cankered. They are moth-eaten. Why is that? Because the money that America has, that they built up, is from slavery. It's blood money. So the Heavenly Father, a lot. That's why even when King David slaughtered all those Philistines, all those Canaanites to get into the after we got into the kingdom of heaven, but not the kingdom of heaven, Israel, Lord said you cannot reign here because there's too much blood on your hands. Gave it to Solomon, which is peace. Same thing with Esau. The Most High allowed you to rule the world, and you did it in wickedness. Even when the curse was upon us, and the Lord said, "Cursed be him that hangeth from a tree." Even by the law, he's supposed to take us down before the sun go down. But you let us hang up there. So even the Lord allows you to rule, but you still went off. So all that money that they made, all right, which is basically, it's blood money, it's slave money. That's why they got the stock market. The first stock market was us. That's why George Washington said New York was basically the empire state, because the empire was built off of slavery, man. So this land is defiled. So the Most High said it can't be cleansed except for him who shed it. So we the prophet to tell you how America's gonna be destroyed, and that goes right back to the mystery of Babylon. You got something in particular? Looking for that, Revelation, 17 and 1. Okay, Con, read that for me real quick.
This is the book of Revelation 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
And that's talking about the World War III. YAHAWASHI said, he shall tell you when the end shall be. There shall be wars and rumors of wars. Because here it is, you have America putting tariffs on Mexico. All right, talking about, because if you want to stop all these immigrants coming in at this set date, we're gonna increase like 25% tariffs. But guess what? Now you're hurting the Chevy dealerships. What about the avocados you put on your tacos at Chipotle or whatever you put on? All that's gonna go up. Tequila, okay? Jake love tequila. Taking shots, get you a little breezy. Oh, it's gonna cost you extra money now to get that. You hurt.
I may say this. I work with boats, and a lot of these new boats that are coming in, they have a lot cheaper parts that are coming on the boats, because these companies that used to buy these parts from China are now having to outsource to other companies that are selling them cheaper from China, because China's products are and Mexico's products are, the tariffs are going up, so it's bringing the prices up of certain things.
Which explains why China say they want to move some of their business to Russia, because they in the middle of a trade war with America. Because the price is going to rise, so you got countries that actually, fucking companies that actually went to China, but now they thinking about going to Russia because, like you said, the price is going up on China's, merchandise, so to say.
And that's beautiful, because if China set up shop in Russia, that also can undermine the tariffs and the sanctions of other countries. Because guess what? Even though it's a China-based product that's made in Russia, you can't tax me on that because it's not being exported from China. So that's game right there. I respect that. Matter of fact, you already read that, right? You got that from me? Yep, 17:1.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying, Come unto me, come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
The great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Okay, and when you talk about, can you give me Psalms 137, Brother SHAM? When you talking about that great whore, that's talking about America. Because when you're talking about a whore, that's a woman that lays down with many men, so to say. America has laid down and made many contracts and agreements with many nations, okay, but have broken it, have played the harlot with many people by taking on many agreements, okay.
This is Psalms 137:7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom,
Right.
the day of Jerusalem,
Right.
who said, raise it, even the foundation thereof.
That means to destroy us, both from 70 AD, okay, and even up until now, it's the perpetual hatred. Go ahead, up.
O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall thou have served us. Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed.
Right, O daughter of Babylon. The daughter of Babylon who ought to be destroyed. Okay? Go ahead.
Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
So that goes to show you right there. Can you give me Isaiah 47:1? What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
On the brother from Isaiah 47:1. We're talking about the mystical whore of Babylon, when it said that Edom is the virgin daughter of Babylon, because America takes on the philosophies of the ancient Babylonians. Okay? When you look at the fish on the back of a car that says Jesus in it, they go back to the fish god Dagon. They go back to the Hamites over there, man. That's where that comes from. The tattoos and all that, the markers on your flesh, they go back to him. That's their custom, okay?
This is Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Now this is going to lead up until us talking about that Third World War coming. Because it's going to be a lot of confusion. When you sitting in dust, you know, dust get kicked up in your face, it's confusion. And also it's a place of a lower state. Go ahead, up.
That was that cut on that Big Bang Theory. They said it's an explosion. Well, that brings confusion. How the hell did that bring the order?
Yeah.
Explosion.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's right. Huh?
When you see something blow up, it's all over the place.
Hey, real quick, to make an explosion, you have to have some kind of catalyst.
Exactly.
Like a combustion in an engine, you need gas, air, and fuel. Or gas, air, and the spark. So how the hell Big Bang come out of nothing?
Well, you know why? That's beautiful that you say that, because that's back in the brother. This is Babylon, because that go back to the Epic of Gilgamesh, meaning an epic beginning.
Epic beginning.
All right, so they actually adopted. That's what is Darwinism? That's actually a religion. You know what I mean? If you really go into it, go back to the Epic of Gilgamesh, which go back to the Hamites, right? Meaning it was an epic beginning, meaning an explosion. You know, so.
Hey, and that's the spirit.
I'm gonna show you this Babylon.
This is Babylon, because it goes back to, like, you have certain heathens that spoke about the deluge. They go back to the flood. All right.
Every early civilization has that story.
Yeah, they all have.
But they go back to the original story.
Right.
But all the other nations use their characters
because they all got the story
from Noah and his son.
I was about to say the whole world right there.
The whole world got it from Ham, Shem, and
So
Japheth.
they just passed it on to their generation.
Right.
So, you know, they use their own characters according to their nation.
And that's spiritual because, like I said, this is Babylon the Great, right? Well, the Babylonians and the Egyptians, they all descended from Ham. That's why the Lord also refers to this as Egypt. Okay? That's why it speaks about the Egyptian fighting against the Egyptian in that day. All right? Let's get back to that. That's the spirit. Yeah, Isaiah 47:1.
Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of Chaldees, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Right, you shall no more be called tender and delicate, because America is going to be deflowered, so to say. Think about that. America's going to be deflowered. America's going to be uprooted. America doesn't have any power in the world anymore. You understand that? Other countries who are allies with America is like, to hell with you. We don't care about your sanctions or your terrorists. We're tired of your pride. Okay, we're just gonna venture off to another form of another currency. You have the BRICS going on. They dropping the dollar. All right, there's no power. That's why they have to find a reason to infiltrate and to try to subjugate the other land. Here it is. You over in Venezuela. You in Mexico. You in Iran. You in Turkey. You in China. You in Russia. You in Libya. You in Egypt. The so-called white man can't damn rest. Why? Esau Edom. I'm sorry, Salaki. Let's be everywhere. Esau Edom.
Hey, Esau's all the way in Antarctica where nobody's at.
Nobody at. Playing seeds and shit, man.
Hey, but like Habakkuk say, he can't be satisfied. He's like death everywhere he go, man.
Right. That's why the third world coming through.
And gather unto him all people to reign over him.
Hey, that's the spirit. Yep. But they're going back to the you got that revelation. They go back to Babylon the Great. Finish that up real quick.
Verse 2. Take the millstone and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. Make bare legs. Uncover the feet, the thigh. Pass over the river. Their nakedness shall be uncovered. Ye thy shame shall be seen.
Right, your shame shall be seen. That goes right back to them trying to block the YouTube. Oh, you being exposed. Here it is. You know, I mean, everything's happening. You're not the real Jews. We know that you're running the, what they call it, the IMF, International Monetary Fund. You're basically funding both sides of the world. You're basically trying to be like the Most High. You basically claim to be the Most High's people, but you do everything contrary. Here it is. They're talking about they found they have a factory over in Israel talking about some clean pork, kosher pork. They're having pride. They're having pride parades over there. You making mockery of the Lord. You even have it to when a male child is born, you have a certain ritual where you suck the blood off the penis of a child, infant child. But you claim to be the people of the Lord. See, that shame is showing you who you are. That you actually funded the Atlantic slave trade will put Judah and the kingdom of Judah and the kingdom of Ephraim into slavery together. That's why I tell you that in Jeremiah the 50th chapter, the 33rd verse, it says Judah and Ephraim was oppressed together. We were. All right. See, all that is exposing them. So
when you see me again.
Edom, it's gonna be hard for you too. Edom, the Caucasians, the cave dwellers, all right, the Edomites. America is Sodom and Egypt. Okay, it's Babylon, it's Assyria. It's every nation you could possibly think of that we was under captivity of. Because what did the Lord say in Malachi the 4th chapter? He said that He laid their heritage in mountains to waste to the dragons of the field. They don't have anything. Okay?
Indignation forever.
Indignation forever. All right. So we gonna get back into Revelation.
This is Revelation chapter 7. This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
You dropped the verse, I think, like 18. Want to tell you what the many waters are?
Revelation 17 and 15. And he said unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples, multitudes, and nations, and tongues.
Hey, and America sits at the top of the G20 summit. Okay? They sit at the top of that. Here it is. America is the only main country that's putting sanctions and tariffs on all of the countries. You sit at the top. You the head Pancho. You the head of all the heathens. That's the whore that sits in the midst of many waters. And then it goes on to speak on, if you go back to the beginning of the chapter,
this is verse 16, Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Now that goes right back to NATO. In the EU, all the allies of America, prime example, America, the Middle East, Babylon told Turkey, you can't purchase these S-400s. But why are they upset with them getting it from Russia? Because Turkey's going to have a shipment of F-35 stealth fighters that's going to be shipped to Turkey. And they're like, hold on, wait a minute. You already doing business with Russia. The S-400s are designed to take down the F-35. I don't want you giving them intelligence on our jets. Hey, you got till June 30th or whatever it was to get to stop that deal. But somewhere around there, yeah, you got this X amount of damn time to cut that deal off, or you ain't getting the F-35.
Hey, Turkey said they want us to go in business with Russia and help them develop, help with the developments of the S-500 Prometheus system.
Hey,
so.
And then you got so many countries actually seeking that Russian S-400. You got India.
Oh yeah.
The articles on it, like you got a lot of nations like seeking that S-400.
Brother, that's the spirit because right now we're living in that time where America's putting tariffs on all these other countries. And that's why you just said that. You said that they want S-400s too from India. Well, they just put sanctions on them as well. You know.
Elon nasty. Elon got missiles.
Yeah, they talk about that in scripture. Elon with the quiver.
Elon got a lot of missiles. That's a country that's not really mentioned when you talk about missiles.
They go pulse
But
with it.
Elon at least got like 4,000 active. Yeah, they up there. I don't know how they got them, but I need to research and figure out how they got them because I know Russia and America got them German scientists. They got them, so I wonder how
China
probably resources. Because the country got a lot of natural resources like diamonds, gold, and rubies. You know, they can buy or purchase highly sophisticated military weapons. You know, just like him. You know, because it tells you Ezekiel 38, Ethiopia. All right, you know they got a lot of natural resources. All right, which is why China and Russia are going into Africa and taking it over.
Oh, this is an article. President Donald Trump is trashing deals in favor of tariffs. This is from The Economist. June 8, 2019. New fronts in President Donald Trump's assault on the global trading system are opening up by the day. On May 30th, he dropped a bombshell on Mexico, threatening a 5% tariff on all its exports to America, rising to 25% by October if immigration flows do not fall. Okay? Now they're going to Mexico. The brother they're talking about India, right? Now check this out. On May 31st, he turned to India, announcing the end of long-standing trade preferences on around $6 billion worth of its exports to America. So all this has pretty much been piling up because Esau do everything meticulously. Now the brother was just talking about how they've been wanting to get them S-400 systems. Well, you know this S-400 system was made to destroy your F-35 stealth fighters. India wants some of them. Turkey wants some of them. I think a couple other people want some of them. Terrorists. That's all he want to do, man. I don't want you becoming allies with my enemies. But that's why they said they shall hate the horn, the tin horn. Going back into the NATO nation, because Turkey wasn't part of NATO. They technically still live, you know.
You have Spain, all right, when America, NATO and them were sending their armadas over to Strait of Hormuz and then over in the Spratly Islands over the South China Sea. Hey man, Spain was like, fuck that, we bringing that shit back, man, because we always putting all our shit forward, but we don't get none of the gain out of it, bro. Every time I come over to your house, I pick you up, we go out riding in my car. I'm spending the gas money, but you always coming back with the bitches. How about we need to separate? I'm gonna go ride on my own and go get my own bitches while you over here crapping. That's what they doing now. That's why they starting to hate them, because look, America's the one that's on top of everybody else. Germany and France, they want to make the German Franco plane. They don't want to keep buying these F-35s because look, the F-35 is made by Lockheed Martin. So every one of those billion-dollar planes they'd be selling, American companies make money off of that. So if you force NATO and all them to buy it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, wait a minute, if we can develop our own shit, why not? Yeah, and the Germans was the first ones to come out with jet propulsion engines to begin with anyway. You see that like in the movie Red Tails. Like you're like, okay, go to fighter jets. Like, yo, Hitler was the first people with them jet engines, man.
They were taking off their technology a lot.
That German engineer.
That's what I was just gonna say that. Yo, hey, that's where the scientists came from. The teaming.
But just going in on that, man. The so-called white man or Esau Edom over here in America. Esau Edom over here in America don't want nobody else to flourish. So this is what's gonna cause that division between him and his allies.
And they go, and I want to say this too. Just recently, two destroyers almost collided.
That was yesterday, I think. Russia and America.
Russia and America almost collided, man.
Russia and America almost collided.
Yeah, ships like from all the way down here, big ass ships.
They said that they came within 100 feet.
Yep. It's the spirit, man. They go to show you, man. That, hey, that's the birthdays, man.
Yeah.
Back to the birthdays, man.
Hey, that ain't even the first time. 'Cause I remember Russia had flew right over the deck over one of American ships, man. Ain't nothing about it.
Let's go back to let's go to Revelation 11. I think it's 17.
This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 17, saying we will get. Revelation chapter 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged.
Yeah, the brother said the nations are angry. Now, I want to go into something called earth, rare earth. This is what America gets majority of its rare earth minerals and items that actually helps them make most of their technology and their medical devices and their military equipment. This is why, okay, you keep putting these tariffs on us. All right, we're gonna retaliate as well. Now check this out. Make sure you get from South China Morning Post. Analysis, California maker of rare earths alternative. So this company, should I say, is an alternative to America getting their rare earths if China decides to put tariffs on them. Could be hit by tariffs on both ends of U.S.-China trade war. So let's say America does want to go to this alternative. You're going to still get hit by the tariffs as well. But then you're going to have China putting tariffs on their exports of rare earth minerals. Yep. So either way, you fucked.
Yeah.
Which is why they're seeking alternatives now of rare earth metals.
Yep.
You know, I think they said that F-35 got so many thousands of pounds of this here metal that they need from China.
Yeah.
It's like, it ain't looking
It
good,
ain't looking too good right now.
Yeah.
What I'm saying that. I'm going to skim through this article real quick because the brother brought out, what was it, Revelation 11:18, the nations are angry now. Okay, well, this is a prime example. As trade tensions have risen between the world's two largest economies recently, U.S. lawmakers and others have raised concerns that China might use its dominance in rare earths, materials used in high-tech devices ranging from mobile phones to electric cars, to like electric vehicles, to retaliate against the U.S. by cutting off or reducing worldwide supply. That's heavy right there, man.
Yeah.
Okay? You want to say something?
I just said yeah.
Okay, contact. As a result, technology companies, electric vehicle makers, the government, and others have been seeking, so they ain't even really found it yet, seeking alternatives as well as new sources of rare earths. Companies are also exploring ways to recycle. Wait a minute, so they haven't done it yet, but now they're trying to find ways to recycle rare earths from discarded devices.
Yep, that's why a few years back, the iPhone 4S's, the hard, thick ones, they're like, everybody was wanting those, recycle them, man. They have those same metals in them, like old cellular devices.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's gonna be a big blow to the economy.
And that's gonna bring the prices up on all the electronics, all that shit.
Hey, just think about the lithium battery. Every cell phone got a lithium battery. You about to go into self-driving cars and everything like that, man. The 5G system, the Mark of the Beast system, man. Esau Edom need this minerals for these technologies, man.
Obadiah 1 verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. That they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding in them.
And that's spiritual. It says there's no understanding in it. Like how in the spirit, how you gonna put tariffs on me, on my export, but in order for you to continue on with your development and your innovation of your technology, you need these rare earths over here. So you can keep eating and making your money because you need the material to make them F-35s to sell to get your money.
Yeah. That's that pride on Esau.
What was the last part it said in there? On that verse?
It says there's no understanding.
There's no understanding. What's the understanding in there? Don't make any sense. That's foolishness.
And those tariffs, they hurt the people in this country. All this back and forth. Yeah, because think of Tampa. Tampa's a port city. If nothing's be coming in, You know, how these people are gonna get food in their grocery stores, and how these truckers are gonna have cargo to drive out and do these kind of stuff.
They supposedly signed a tariff deal, Trump in Mexico. So now, for now, it's okay for now. But they said that at 5% would equate it for Florida $300 extra billion.
Yeah.
To the consumers.
And
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, where's that money coming from? Anybody getting paid more or nothing like that?
And the minimum wage is what, barely going up.
And imagine at the same time inflation with these other countries not dealing with the dollar no more.
Well, that's the spirit. That's why they're trying to raise the minimum wage to 15, because they know the shit's about to skyrocket. So they want to keep people complacent.
Jay get excited. Well, I'm making $3 extra.
But everything done went up. You know, so it's like it just equalized it. You know, evened it out.
Just real quick. This is on the rare earth elements. The materials are found in a variety of high-tech devices, such as mobile phones, windmills, and hybrid vehicles. And these are just some of the uses why they need them. High-intensity lighting, batteries, glass coloring, petroleum refining batteries, glass production, magnets, nuclear-powered batteries. That's submarine.
We got living, you know, we living in the 21st century where all these things, we become a slave to all these things. To technology, now to necessity. Back then, you know, if Esau wanted, you know, modernize and all this technology, you know, they could, like, we don't need that shit anyways, but we have become so reliant on all this technology that now they need that stuff, man. You know?
Right. Optical fibers, flat panel displays, X-ray imaging, magnets, just a lot, lasers, microwave equipment. Hey,
going into the medical equipment.
Yeah, military,
you know,
all that.
All that. You know?
Your whole infrastructure is going to collapse. You know, call on YAHAWASHI. That's just the spirit.
But this is the thing though. That's the pride of Esau.
Exactly.
Because if he furthers this trade war, that's what's going to happen. But Esau, he's so prideful. He like that pride just got him going. Like, bro, you finna destroy yourself.
Yeah. More percent.
Like, bro, like
15 more percent.
Yeah, like,
playing?
Trying to pull it back. Then they keep going. All right, like, bro, your pride, bro, you gotta. I don't want you to stop, but you gotta stop.
But really though, if he let up, what you think gonna happen though? He pretty much stuck in one of the positions. He's like, yo, we gotta go all in now.
All in and now. Now and never, because
that's the pride. And then the Republican Party is the ones that, you know, they actually keep that shit going, man. Then he going, because I remember reading an article, there's like he look weak in front of his Republican Party. Like it's all pride. It's really all pride, man. You know, pride trick bag, boy.
Yeah. He's getting hardened. That's what it is.
The both sides are hardened him like Pharaoh, man. That's right. Great. You gonna finish up that on
Revelation 11 and 17.
11 to 17.
Revelation
18.
Revelation chapter 11 verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest givest, and that thou should give reward unto the servants.
You're gonna get reward for serving the Lord. This is our reward right here. All right, bringing this truth before the nations, before He destroyed these nations, and our reward is gonna be salvation. So we all want the kingdom of heaven within us. We already got the kingdom. But what more could you not want on this side other than salvation? Because you're going to get everything else. That's it. We fight for salvation.
If you get beamed up, you there.
Oh, you there. You know?
Everything comes with that.
You know what that's like hearing? You sitting outside, you sitting out there in the car in the NBA drive. Philadelphia 76ers have chosen AHBAD. That's it. You've been elected. That's it. And I pray all y'all names get called.
Drafted.
I'm in there. I don't care if I'm on the practice squad. And we win the finals, I get a ring. That's right. You know what I'm saying? We in there. Hey, so let's just keep serving the Lord till we get up out of here. I couldn't call anybody else that. We all have God, man. Come on.
And real quick, this is years ago, I had a dream about YAHAWASHI crowning the elect, and it started all the way in the back. You know, one by one, brothers would come up, and it was like 2 single file lines, everybody facing each other. And as every brother, you know, it was like one by one. And as you went through the 2 single file line in between, you know, it was like just like that, you know, you get in the high everybody was cheering, you know, the brothers were cheering each other on. And then I remember it was my turn, and then I'm doing that, and then when I got to the front, you know, the YAHAWASHI put the crown, And then that's when I woke up because I got so excited in the dream. But it was just like that, you know. Brothers were cheering you on, you know, giving you daps. That's how it's gonna be, man. That crowning, that's that ceremony, man. Yep. That coronation.
That's that marriage, man. That's that marriage. Finish that up, Bob?
God. This is Revelation, going back to verse 18. It says, "In the time of the dead, they should be judged, and that thou should give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and should destroy them which destroyeth the earth."
It shall destroy them that destroy the earth, man. And Esau destroying the earth right now with his technology and with his philosophy. All right? Hey, ever since the industrial era, the earth is being destroyed. Really, if you think about it, man. Okay? So right now, the Heavenly Father is going to show you that He's going to destroy Esau, Edom. He tells you that in Obadiah, if I'm not mistaken, the 10th to 11th verse, if I'm not mistaken. So right now, we at the point where we're at the end of this thing. You know who the mystery word Babylon is. We know who Esau, Edom is. Americans, the mystery word Babylon is going to be destroyed off the face of the earth because of all the wickedness and because of the slavery that this land has been on. Everybody wants justice, right? Somebody breaks into your house, you want justice. How you gonna break into this land that was taken by that was living by the Native Americans, and you just slaughter all of them and walk around prideful?
Actually, do you got a permit to be out here?
Yeah, do you have a permit to be out here? The pride of Esau, you know? So we come into those times, man, but before all that happens, hey, we must go through great tribulation. Before we come
Revelation chapter 13. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
It said small or great, rich or poor, free or bond. Doesn't matter if you have $100,000 in your saving account. It don't matter if you live in check to check. It don't matter if you can walk to the store to get you a bottle of water. It don't matter if you're incarcerated. Somebody tell you when to wake up and go to sleep. They want to be like the Most High. They're going to try and put this mark, okay, inside of everyone to monitor you. They're already monitoring you with your cellular phones. It's called GPS, Global Positioning System, if I'm not mistaken. Satellites, okay, they listen to you on your microphone, on your mics, on your phones. You always being monitored. You're never alone. You're in a big prison. Only difference is that you don't know you're in prison because you love wickedness so much that you actually are doing a mind oppression. Okay?
And that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark or the name of the beast.
So nobody's going to be able to buy or sell whether they had the mark or the name of the beast. What is the...
And that's what this trade war, this inflation, this war, this is what this thing is blowing up, man. A global reset, all right? Every time America went into a world war, what? It was
new currency
implemented. Currency, man. Yeah. All right, so this is nothing new underneath the sun. It's the same formula, bro. They use the same formula over and over and over again, man. Right. Now it's just time for another global reset.
And that's spiritual, because prior to them coming up with a banking system, you know, like before like the 1900s, so to say, you will literally have a bartering system. Listen, I'm gonna give you 10 coconuts. Let me get 2 bunches of those grapes or whatever. I give you some cattle for some chicken, some fish for some medicine. And then you started dealing with the natural metals, you know, silver, nickel, copper, and things like that. Yeah. Then they came up with this system, gold. Then they came up with this system here. It goes the Federal Reserve notes. Yeah. Oh, how about this? You can put it inside a bank. That's when they first started monitoring your money, because you had to put your name on it, you know, things like that. Then they started giving you Social Security number. Then they came out with the checks. Put your name on the check, your address and everything. Then they came up with the credit card. Social and all that. Now they want to put it inside your body. But before that, they put it on your phone. I don't even need a credit card, I got an app. They just making it more convenient for the minds of the people. So they're gonna be like, you know what? I don't need no phone. Turn me into an Android. Let me use telepathy to talk to people. They eat. I think I saw Elder Malcolm or Elder Yahawah coming out here. They're trying to be like the Most High. They're trying to monitor and control you. So the way the society is going right now, how the economy is crumbling and people are barely making it, people are going to run and take this chip. Go ahead,
It says, here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast.
Right.
For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
666. It goes back to a barcode. Like I said, you have GPS, which is a global positioning system, right? Well, this right here is known as a UPC, a Universal Product Code. All right? Whenever they're shipping something from Amazon or from Overstock or wherever you buy something from online, every time you see the box, you're going to always see barcodes on it so they can track that box. The 2 lines in the front, the 2 long lines in the front, 2 long lines in the middle, 2 long lines at the end, come up to a value of 6. Each line has the value of 3. 666. They want to put their stamp on you, their imprint. Do you want to know what this is like? Some people always say, "Is that your birthmark?" This would be your birthmark. This would be your birthmark from Esau. Like the Most I get everybody a natural birthmark, man.
Hey,
if
I may add, yeah, exactly. If I may add, the same thing they do with cattle is what they want to do with people. Because that's a branding, a mark. You know, they'll put the number on the cow or whatever, 678, you know, 8. Because that's so no. All right, this is this guy's cattle from this farm. You know,
and have the logo of whatever farm it is. So the same thing here. That all that birth certificate stuff, you know, is all going to be digital now.
Okay. That's why if you go into that word, the mark. If you keep going into that root word, the last one is grapho, I believe, and it means to write. What are they going to write in there? They're going to put that coding, the information. That's what they're going to write in there. You know, so that's part of the mark. When it says 666, you know, that goes to shy stigma, and the stigma means to pretty much insert, make a cut, you know, insert something.
You know, we used to use the word stigma, you're like, oh, that's stigma. You got that stigma on it. It sticks. Something that sticks to you.
That's what the word stigmata. He's always talking about. He had a stigmata or whatever, and the hands start bleeding because that's where YAHAWASHI had the things through his hands. You know, they call it stigmata. You know what I'm saying? It's all retarded, but that's what the word means. That's what the word means. Oh, but we're bugged out. We don't know what we were talking about. Go ahead.
Go back into that mark. This is Deuteronomy chapter. You got something up? Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 17. Understand this? Because this is going to the law of, like, in 7 instances. If you have a brother that's a servant unto you. Prime example. I know it's a lame example. P. Diddy, what's his name? Phones were bit. He'd be like a servant, like a brother. Right. I would treat him like family. I wouldn't treat him like fucking P. Diddy. You know what I mean? I treat my brother. Prime example. On the doorkeepers for Solomon. They thought that when Queen of Sheba came, she thought that was Solomon. That's how much love and how much they would treat her like family and servants. So this is a law on if you have a servant that served you 7 years, and then you send them away, but if they still be pleased to want to dwell with you, you have to put it all into their ear. Okay? So this is Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse. Let me start at 15. And thou shalt remember that thou was a bondman, slave, in the land of Egypt, and the Lord thy God redeemed thee. Therefore I command thee this thing today. And that's very spiritual, because right now we're in the land of Egypt, and we still bondmen and bondwomen. And nobody has saved or redeemed that shit. Alright? This is spiritual. And it shall be, if he say unto thee, I will not go away from thee, because he loveth thee in thine house, because he is well with thee. And they go right back to that first Maccabees, when they said, let us go and take a license with the heathens. Because since we left them, you know, we have went through much tribulation or much affliction, whatever. Same thing right now, man. All right, you had to do that was what DC said, oh yeah, ever since I left the Israelites, man, my family been good, my life been good. And that day when people are going through tribulations, they're gonna go to the government. They're gonna be like, well, listen, we'll aid you, but you gotta take this. This is what it's like being. It's like you're taking their law and you abiding by it. Okay. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 17. Then thou shalt take an awl and thrust it through his ear unto the door, and he shall be thy servant forever. And also unto thy maidservant thou shalt do likewise. So Esau wants us to remain to be a servant to him in this society, okay? Which is why they want to give you that mark of the beast, which you are being marked, and you can be searched out in this system, okay? So that they can govern your mind, turn you into an android, into a robot, okay, into a Stephen A. Smith. All right,
Make you part of the Internet of Things.
Exactly, brother. That's right. They're gonna make everything a virtual reality, literally. You know,
that's why I tell you in Revelations, in souls of men. That's part of the merchandise, man. You, all right, you belong. You can be bought. You know what I mean? That's that collateral. I give you the people. You know, you in debt. You in debt. You know, you can't pay back that money to elite bankers. All right, well, give us the people.
Yeah.
And collateral.
It's that birth certificate.
You know, exactly.
That's the best resource.
Yeah. Psalms 2 asking me, I should give you the heathen for our inheritance. The people.
And like the brother just went into that, all just signifies that your possession, your property is somebody else.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, we already been marked by the blood of YAHAWASHI.
Yeah, our mark is spiritual.
Yeah. Yes, we have a spiritual mark. Hey, brother, Ezekiel 94, we already marked, man. So we already set. So all we have to do is stay in the spirit of YAHAWASHI and keep moving. Matter of fact, you got that for me? 2 Ezra 16 and 21, Baba Sham.
This is second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 21. Behold,
Where you going with that, Baba? Yeah, because I might have to teach you. Yeah, let me it's Revelation 18, verse 11. And all the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. So we going into merchandise tariffs and all that, you know. It says the merchandise of gold, silver, precious stones, and of pearls, and fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet, and all thy wood, and all manner vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of most precious wood. And I know that ivory, man, that's why they be poaching. Yeah, the elephants and the rhinoceros, man. You know what I mean? Esau that hunter. He'll kill a whole fucking elephant just cut the husk off and leave a big old elephant right there just rotting, man. You know, like Esau is serious, man. He's a hunter. He's death. You know? It says, and all manner of vessels and most precious wood and brass and iron and marble and cinnamon. And cinnamon at one point in time was very valuable. You know what I mean? It says and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep. And we're going to get into this right here. And horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. So why is souls and slaves of men mentioned within the merchandise? Because you are merchandise. That's what this chip is going to do. It's going to make you that a product. You know what I mean? And also too, when you watch those movies like Taken, that's legit shit. You got people within the police department and the CIA. These little girls that go missing. You got them a part of that shit, selling them off over to the fucking Europe.
The AHBAD alert is called.
Yeah.
AHBAD alert thing.
That's a legit business, man. And souls of men. Then they take your ass over to Europe somewhere and you being sold sex slave, man. Yeah. Like you done. So souls of men. You know, you product.
Yeah.
How you think they get out of the country? Off a plane or one of them big ass cargo ships, man. You know?
They'll throw like 30 of them in a container with a toilet and some water bottles.
Yeah.
Hey, but just go to Walmart, you see all the bitches missing.
On the wall, yeah.
They ain't coming back.
Hey, yeah, and they somewhere in some dungeon or somewhere in somebody's basement.
Yugoslavia and shit.
Yeah, Yugoslavia and it's done.
It's spiritual. There was also an article I saw where this war veteran, he was in police custody, but then he wound up dead, and when he was getting back to his people, his organs was taken out.
Oh, you said that. You said that, yeah.
Souls of men.
I found this yesterday.
Yeah, you said that.
I read that.
But they also say, like, you know, with all the so-called data breaches that they got, Facebook, Instagram, all these things, they doing what? Leaking out your information. Why do they want your information? For what? Marketing and advertisement, man. That's the number one thing they need y'all for, because if they know the correct products to market and advertise, they ain't gotta waste their time with bullshit, man. If Coca-Cola knew what flavor sodas that you wanted, they would only make that flavor of soda, not say the bullshit and waste their money, man. So this is why you always gotta take surveys and things like that. They were trying to find out what you know inside your mind, so they can find these things. Like the scripture said, gift destroyeth the heart. They trying to see what you susceptible to be able to take that so that they can destroy you with the shit, man.
Information.
And and that's what Google does. Google, they keep track of all that. That's why even on the Bible app, at the very bottom, an ad will pop up of something you looked up 3 days ago.
Yeah.
You know, what are the odds that things pop up that you would be looking up? Because they keep a track of that.
Yeah, because that basically that chip is going to be what, for Esau's big picture, he wants to put everybody in a database. So he can constantly collect, because he's already doing it now, it's already up there, but that chip is going to put it all, that biometrics, you know, he's going to put all that together. Yep.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, you want to get... Hey, all right, let me sit on that? Good.
Yeah, that was it. I just wanted to hit souls and men.
This is good. We're going to 2 Corinthians chapter 16. No, let's get it on. It's not 37.
Okay. 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack. Right.
Take it yourself, brother.
As when women with child and 9th month bringeth forth her son.
Right, so the prophecies are right now. We're at the apex of it. You know, we're almost getting to that point because the mark of the beast is here. World War III is already on the brink. Okay, the elect is sealed with the spirit of YAHAWASHI. Okay, we're getting to that time where the family of the word is coming. All right, they're already trying to ban us now. So there's so much going on in this society, man. So many prophecies that's coming to pass that if you just can't see it right now, then the Lord is not doing it. And if you're not taking heed to what the Lord is saying, He's just not going to sit with you in that day. Okay, go ahead,
Within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb.
Right.
With pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment.
Right.
Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth.
Yep.
And the world shall mourn and sorrow.
Yep.
The world shall mourn and sorrow when the plagues come upon the earth. Famine, okay, the pestilence, which is already here.
Yep.
The Black Plague, Ebola, you know, we can keep going on.
Yep.
That's nasty,
That's
bro.
filthy.
Yep.
Me and Mike Oliver was going through that the other day. They got like little, documentaries out and everything. Like there's articles like the bubonic plague can already be in Los Angeles spreading. And we believe like it's out there right now. Like it just ain't took off.
Hey, like
That's
that
just
one
out
dude
there, bro.
that brought, I don't know if it might have, Ebola. The dude brought Ebola in his eye. But since it doesn't grow in your eye, you know.
Yeah, he was the Ebola doctor. He was treating everybody else thought he was straight, and they kind of found out he had Ebola in his eye. And they couldn't even detect it.
It's out there, bro. It's gonna be one day. It's gonna be an outbreak.
Because you have some people that might have the disease, but it doesn't show forth.
Yep.
But they can still transmit it.
Dormant.
Yeah, they can still transmit it. It might not affect them, but they'll be able to transmit it.
Yeah. Because that's why Matthew 24 says we're in the beginning of sorrows, you know, because the angels are still holding back the 4 winds. As soon as that time is when the elect is officially sealed, which two spirits already is, you know, it's going to be all hell breaking loose.
It's going to be like the movies, man. It's going to go like that, yeah.
Shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle.
My people hear my voice. Come closer, huh? Go ahead.
O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle.
Right.
And those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
The Lord said, make you ready to the battle. He said, and when the evil's coming that day, we're going to be like pilgrims in the earth. We're going to be nomadic. We're going to be in transit. We're not going to be, you're not going to be stationary. You're going to be moving on your feet in that day. It's even the scripture where it says that a man shall desire to hear another man's voice. That means there's going to be a lot of dead people. All right? Think about the movie The Road.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. He went crazy. Hey, remember Fred? The mannequin?
Oh,
Fred, what are you doing out here,
yeah.
Fred? He really was talking to the mannequin like he was an actual human being. Going banana. And what's your boy Tom Hanks? What's that movie? He passed away?
Wilson.
Wilson! he about to kill himself over a volleyball. People gonna really be in that state of mind in that day, man.
Talking with Wilson before he goes.
Yeah. And then also too the effects of starvation.
Yep. Hallucination.
Hallucinating. Oh my God.
That only takes 48 hours.
Yeah, bro, it's just gonna be bad. Then the plagues of Wisdom of Solomon 17.
Oh man, apparitions.
Yeah.
The rushing waters that they're
What?
in. You in the middle of nowhere and you get water.
A darkness you can
The
feel.
Lord
Yeah.
will do a
I'm
number.
good.
Yep.
He's gonna do a number on
It's
this
gonna be
place.
bad.
Torment.
And we gonna have the
Yeah,
light.
breathing
but
fire.
listen, we have the light in all this darkness. That's the beautiful thing. You know?
What, 37?
Yeah, 37%. We close out on that.
Psalms 37 verse 7. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him.
That's what we doing. We suffering right now, waiting for the Lord, man. Like YAHAWASHI suffer us, right?
Fret not thyself because of him who prospers in his way.
So hey, don't fret about Esau because he's prospering right now because his kingdom is still here. Even though it's declining, you know, Esau is still doing what he wanted, his wickedness. Right? You know?
Because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass.
Because of the man that bringeth wicked devices to pass. Okay? So the Lord said, fret not, man. He said, be patient. Wait for me, okay? Be like pilgrims in that day when the evils come. Keep your light. All right? Keep that oil so you can keep that light burning in that day. Because only knowledge, wisdom, and understanding are going to be our defense.
If I can speak on that as well, being as a pilgrim, the scripture also say, come out of her, my people. Be out of the midst of Babylon. Come up out of her mentally, first and foremost, because if you stuck to this here place, you're going to be cleaving to this place right as it's going down, man. Now I got to get up and go to work tomorrow. I got to go do this. I got to go do that. Hey, man, you got to be, everything in this society got to be ready. You got to be ready to drop of a dime, man, because that'll be the thing that'll get you caught up out here, man. Oh, I can't go because of this and that. Oh, I can't go. Man, you got to be able to listen to the spirit, man. Yeah. You got to be living like pilgrims, up and ready to go at any point in time, man.
Hey, if I may add, like that's why Revelation 14 says, he that worship the beast and his image, worship the beast, his image, and receive the mark. Because like your brother said, you're going to be all caught up in this because you love this place, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right. Anybody got anything else? All right, well, with that being said, we're going to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWASHI. Double honor side all the apostles at Great Millstone. Seek honor salutation to all your sincere brothers, part of the elect. Peace and blessings to the 1/3, and peace and blessings to the confusion facing the four corners of the earth. Call me out, I'm a waffle on the ball. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Somewhere.